The following is an exclusive sports presentation of Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. It's time for the fun and excitement of Hornby Hornets baseball. Let's get things started by heading out to the field for the pregame show with our broadcast team. The following is an exclusive sports presentation of Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. It's time for the fun and excitement of Hornby Hornets baseball. Let's get things started by heading out to the field for the pregame show with our broadcast team.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome into P.O. Faulkner Park as we get ready to bring you Hornby Hornets baseball tonight, entertaining the Blue Ridge Generals out of Winchester, Virginia, along with Matt Crawford. I'm Matt Miller. We've got John Alderton running our TV 10 camera, and back at the studio, Donald Kinney is our engineer and producer for today's game broadcast. Well, Matt, a good matchup here today, a pair of teams that come in at an even 500 record. The Generals 3 wins and 3 losses, while the Hornets come in at 2-2.
How's it going, buddy?
It's going well. How about for you?
Not too bad. Just trying to make sure everything's going the way it should be back at the studio, make sure our sound's coming through. But it is nice to be back here at P.O. Faulkner, and it's a beautiful night for baseball. A little overcast with some clouds coming through, but do not believe that is going to impact our evening tonight. The first time we were out here was a little bit of a challenge trying to get a few innings in before the rain, or really make that a few batters before the rain came in, but should be a good but a little sticky night for baseball tonight.
Well, and as we look at this matchup for the Hornets, they are going to come in coming off of a loss last time out. It was a matchup in Hagerstown against the Adult League Braves. Suffered a 6-0 setback in that one, dropping their mark to 2 wins and 2 losses. While for the Generals, they likewise are coming off of a loss as they split some games over the weekend at a tournament up in the Morgantown area. They scored a 3-2 victory against the Baltimore Redbirds before suffering a 10-8 loss at the hands of U.S. Elite. So 3-3, the Blue Ridge Generals, 2-2, your Hornby Hornets. The manager's getting together with our umpiring crew. They're exchanging those lineup cards. Matt, let's take a look at what those cards look like as we get ready for this one.
Who do you want to start with, Mr. Miller?
Let's start with the visitors.
Let's start with the visiting Blue Ridge Generals. In the leadoff spot playing left field will be Trevor Wright. In the number 2 spot, third baseman Colby Childs. A catcher wearing number 22 in the number 3 spot is Sean Garvin. Shortstop out of Jefferson High School is Camion Gonzalez. He's in that cleanup spot. The pitcher hitting the number 5 spot, number 8, Hayden Baldwin. Jack Taylor is batting 6th. He's also playing center field. And first base will be Jack Reisenweber in 7th. 8 is right fielder Eamon Juday, and ninth is second baseman Jonah Copenhaver.
All right, we'll pause right now, let you hear the national anthem from here at the ballpark. Well, I'll tell you what, we're having some difficulties with a crowd mic today, so let's send it to the studio. We'll take a 90-second break and then return to finish our look at our starting lineups. Back after this.
Law Enforcement Live airs daily only on TV 10.
I was asking if you got anything else to stab me. You can get it. Hold your head.
That's not what the media makes it to be. We're here to help.
Bunch of pills she's got.
I like what I do.
The following scene contains graphic content some viewers may find upsetting.
Stand back. It's sad.
New episodes, Wednesdays, 8 p.m.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Want to do it? Go through it. You're gonna like it.
TV 10, proudly serving Berkeley and Jefferson counties of West Virginia. Your source for local news, talk, sports, and entertainment. Mario in the mornings from 6 to 8, followed by Eastern Panhandle Talk from 8 to 10. Miller Time Sports from 12 to 1, re-aired at 5 to 6. Check out Law Enforcement Live. Shop for your new home with Open House. Weekly county council meetings. Learn how to cook like a pro in the kitchen with Chef Walden. All the latest high school and college sports. TV 10.
We are back once again here at P.O. Faulkner Park. We had broken for the national anthem as we were in the midst of the lineups. We had looked at the visiting Blue Ridge Generals as the Hornby Hornets break the huddle down the third base line to make their way out onto the field. Matt is back with their lineup.
Real quick, let's go through the Generals one more time. I was kind of rushed there at the end. Real quick, right in the leadoff spot, Childs in number 2. Number 3 is Garvin. In the cleanup spot is Gonzalez. Baldwin batting 5th. 6th is Jack Taylor. 7, Jack Rosenweber. 8 is Eamon Juday. And 9 is Jonah Copenhaver. For the Hornby Hornets, batting the leadoff spot, playing a home game really for him, playing second base is Trey Sign. The number 2 spot, Tyler Gilpin. He will play left field. Catcher behind the plate today, Ben Bartles in that number 3 spot. The cleanup spot will belong to the Bear, Cullen Horwitz, playing third. First baseman hitting 5th is Mason Lance. Shortstop hitting 6th is Caleb Horner. In right field batting 7th is Ryan Barger. The DH for the pitcher, Cam King, in the 8th spot is Ryan Fry. And rounding out the lineup in center field is number 1, Chase Anderson.
All right, and now we bring you a couple of adjustments that we need to make. First, we've gotten an update on the first name of the number 9 hitter for the Blue Ridge Generals, not Jonah. We were misinformed early on. It's Daniel Copenhaver, and we also just had a change right before getting into that national anthem break. I was not able to get it to you before you gave the starting lineups, but Trey Sign is actually going to be in center field, and Chase Anderson, who was in center, is going to move in and play second base. So they will stay in their respective spots in the 1 and 9 holes in the order, but they are going to switch up defensively. Trey Sign, very good speed in the outfield, although a lot of the time for Martinsburg the last couple of seasons we saw him more as an infielder, and in particular a corner infielder.
Yeah, and he's a utility guy. He's got the speed, as you just said, to play everything and not taking any speed away from Chase Anderson. We've seen him roam the outfield quite a bit as well, but welcome to independent baseball. Last-minute switches and making sure you're getting lineups just mere moments before going on the air.
Last-minute changes not only in lineups, but sometimes even in scheduling, just figuring out, getting games. This is the beginning of a very busy week for the Hornby Hornets as they play here tonight. They're scheduled to play here on Thursday night against Romney, and then on Saturday it's a 5 p.m. first pitch at Wakefield High School against Arlington, Virginia. That is a 9-inning single game, and then on Sunday at 1 p.m. doubleheader action on the road at Morgantown. So it is a lot of baseball coming up for the Hornets, and for the Generals, well, they've been playing a lot of baseball coming off of a weekend trip up to Morgantown. So it's Trevor Wright, left fielder, stepping into the right-hand batter's box. Cam King has finished his warm-up pitches, and we are ready for action. First pitch taken for strike one, and today's opening pitch coming at 6:51. So getting underway just a little bit earlier than the scheduled 7 o'clock start. Wright crowds the plate a bit in that right-hand box, swings to the next pitch and lifts a high pop fly into shallow center field, and it's the shortstop going out to make the play. Caleb Horner had Trey Sign right behind him, the second baseman. Chase Anderson had already ducked out of the way.
And usually you see that as the center fielder's ball to come in and get the best angle at that, but a good job by Caleb Horner. Again, still wearing that brace on the right knee, a football injury that he is still, I believe, probably rehabbing a little bit, but that was a good job moving laterally for him and going out and getting that baseball one down.
Base is empty for Colby Childs, playing his high school ball at Clark County for his head coach or manager, Mike Smith. And the first pitch inside grazes the uniform of Childs, and hit by the pitch, he'll take first base. That was clearly a glancing blow, not a direct hit, if you will, but it did catch just enough of the uniform and even maybe the body of Childs.
I'm not sure that touched any of the body. I think that grazed the slack of the uniform.
He'll stretch out a lead with Mason Lance holding him on. Tough to get that lead against the left-hand pitcher. First pitch swinging, Sean Garvin lifts a fly ball into right field. Moving in on it is Ryan Barger. He's got it, and that will send Childs back to first. He'll be there now with 2 outs.
Coming out swinging are the Blue Ridge Generals, and I'd like to see it at this point of the season. Come out, swing the bat. If you like what you see, might as well take a cut at it.
There, you're figuring that pitcher is trying to get ahead in the count, so if he's going to put a pitch in the strike zone, try to put it in play somewhere. Would you have 4 pitches so far?
So far, and I'm sure pitching coach John Lowry Jr. is liking this if he can get King out of this inning in single-digit pitches.
King will go to work against Camion Gonzalez. Starts him with a letter-high fastball inside part of the plate, and that is strike one. He has yet to miss the strike zone. 2 strikes to retire Wright while he missed the strike zone on the hit by pitch. Here's a swing and a fly ball, shallow center field. Coming in on it quickly is Trey Sign. He's got it, and the side is retired. And a very productive first inning, efficient first inning for Cam King, as he does not throw more than 2 pitches to any batter that he faces.
Yeah, not a bad inning for him at all. 6 pitches, quick, in and out, and we'll see what the Hornby Hornets can do when they come to the plate here in the bottom half of the first.
The Generals do get a base runner, a 1-out hit by pitch. They'll leave that runner stranded. We'll go to the bottom of the first after this 60-second timeout. It is Blue Ridge nothing. Your Hornby Hornets coming to bat.
First inning, no runs.
It's Miller time on Talk Radio WRNR. A local look at local, regional, and national sports with Matt Miller and Matt Crawford.
And plenty that we can talk about coming out of the weekend, including the return of golf. Hold on. Oh, wait.
No, there was no golf claps.
There will be no golf claps.
None whatsoever.
Weekdays at 12 noon and 5 p.m. on TV 10.
Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring has restored hardwood floors and solid premier flooring in this area for over 25 years, providing a wide range of services, including floor sanding and refinishing and floor coverings. When you're looking for reliable professional flooring services from a company you can trust, you can count on us. Schedule a visit to our well-stocked showroom today, then get a free estimate on your flooring project.
No score as we move to the bottom half of inning number 1. For the Hornets, Trey Sign, Tyler Gilpin, and Ben Bartles are the 3 due. They will face Hayden Baldwin. Earlier, as we were looking to get the lineup card from manager/head coach Mike Smith, He was telling us they had pitched their top 4 pitchers as part of a tournament in Morgantown over the July 4th holiday weekend, and that he was putting the lineup together late because he had to see exactly who was here and who might be able to go depending on pitching and other positions, and that is a part of your summer baseball as well.
And you're just hoping that Baldwin can find the zone tonight, because you have a manager that's already questioning that coming into the game, and that could mean a lot of balls out of the strike zone.
Now, Baldwin, good size right-hand pitcher, working from the first base side of that pitching rubber. Trey Sign in the right-hand box. First pitch swinging, pops it down the first base line. Looks like it's going to be in foul territory, and it drops in a foul ball. Jack Reisenweber, who you might sometimes see in a Hornets uniform, the first baseman going out after that one could not get there.
And a different position for Reisenweber. We usually see him as a middle infielder, even on that left side of the infield for the most part, and playing a little bit of a first base tonight.
He will return to the Martinsburg Bulldogs in the upcoming spring season after the junior season taken away from him due to the COVID virus. Fastball on the 0-1 taken by Sign. That is a strike. It's 0-2.
And let's see where Coach Byler wants to put him next spring. I don't know whether it's going to be at first or at shortstop.
Short
is the, yeah. I knew I'd get a reaction out of that one.
0-2 fastball misses down low. It's a ball and 2 strikes to Trey Sign, former Bulldog as well. Played a lot of third base for the Dogs, that corner infield spot. Sign awaiting the 1-2 delivery. Baldwin has the sign from Garvin. Here comes that pitch, and it's slapped foul out of play down the right field line. Count holding 1-2.
And so far, nothing special for Baldwin, just trying to come after the hitters, and Trey Sign doing a good job making sure that bat is off the shoulder, taking his hacks. And when you said that Baldwin was on the first side of the rubber, I don't think you're giving that enough credit. He is almost off of the rubber on that first base side.
Yeah, the toes about the only thing touching that pitching rubber as he starts that windup. Drops down about 3/4 arm and misses high and tight. Sign spins out of the way, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
See if he lifts that arm angle up a little bit on this pitch, because that 3/4 did not go where he wanted to do, unless he was trying to send a message to Trey Sign, but I doubt it.
Now that 2-2, and that one down in the dirt, bounces away from Garvin. Count has gone to 3-2, and immediately Baldwin, looking at the front slope of the mound, his land foot, that front foot, seemed to slip a little bit on it.
Yeah, the push-off foot was good when he landed. I don't know if he landed awkward on the side of the foot or whether there's a little divot in that mound, but it caused him to slip a little bit.
Now the payoff pitch, that 3-2 delivery, hit in the air down the right field line, again over towards the line. Jude, the right fielder, is there, and a few steps into foul territory, makes the grab for out number 1.
Not a bad AB for Trey Sign in leadoff spot. 7 pitches seen in that at-bat, and even got Baldwin to change arm angles a little bit, and that's the job of the leadoff hitter. You want him to get on base, but you also want him to make the pitcher throw a bunch if it's going to be pitches or arm angles, and I think Trey Sign did a good job of that in leadoff spot.
Yep, saw a lot of pitches, 7 to be exact, and now with 1 out and the bases empty, brings up Tyler Gilpin. First pitch to him, just off that inside corner for ball 1. I was waiting for the reaction from the grounds crew when you talked about whether there might be a divot in the front slope of the mound. I guarantee he was shaking his head going, no way. Not the effort that went into getting the field ready for this one. 1-0 pitch, a little low and inside. 2 balls, no strikes to Gilpin.
And I believe that would be the grounds crew singular.
The grounds man?
Yes.
2-0 delivery, a foul straight back to the screen as Gilpin went after a high, hard one. That went up in his eyes, but he did get the bat on it, fouled it straight back, and it's 2-1. Yeah, Aaron Byler working hard today. I was noticing the ring of sweat that started at his shoulders and went just about to his waist as he was getting this field ready. It looks great. 2-1 delivery, down low and outside, 3 balls and a strike. And certainly the Hornets can afford to be patient, maybe make Baldwin work here early on and get to him as this game goes along. 3-1 delivery, sharp hit ground ball past the diving third baseman Childs. That one rolling slowly into left field. In to get it is Trevor Wright and hold Tyler Gilpin to a one-out single.
Very sharp single for Gilpin, and Childs at third base looked like he hesitated just a split second on whether to dive for that one or whether he was going to be able to shuffle and get that. And I think that split-second reaction time was what may have cost him blocking that ball. Not sure there would have been a play on the dive, but may have been able to keep it in front of him to an infield single rather than a single into left field.
A one-out base runner for Ben Bartles. He'll take a fastball high for ball one. No score. We're in the bottom half of inning number 1. Game scheduled to go 7 on this Tuesday night. Hayden Baldwin working from the stretch. Reisenweber holding the runner on at first. A breaking pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Now 1-1 to Bartles.
Baldwin's been pretty much a fastball guy for the night so far. Again, a small sample size, only the third batter he's faced, but haven't seen a whole lot of stuff that's off speed.
This will be already his 15th pitch. There's a fastball lined sharply but foul down that right field line. Bartles a little late on that one. Got the barrel on it.
He did, and that was a very delayed. Let me just throw the bat at the ball and see if I can slice one into right field. Just a tad too late.
Judging by the hair, I believe that's Trevor Sharp in that first base.
I believe it could be. Although very similar hair to Ben Bartles at the plate. Must be a Musselman thing.
1-2 fastball again, lifted in the air down the right field line. That went into foul territory. Amon Jude, who was able to run down a Trey Sign foul ball down that right field line for the first out of the game, could not get to this one. Count holding at 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Well, it's going to be at least 5 pitches to the first 3 batters that Hayden Baldwin has faced. And it's been a mixture of just good discipline at the plate by the Hornets and fouling off some pitches, and a little bit, at least in the first 2 batters, of Baldwin struggling to find the strike zone.
Well, he'll drop down about 3/4, almost sidearm, and throw that one behind Bartles through to the backstop. That's a wild pitch, and Tyler Gilpin advances from first to second.
And so far, I believe you'd say Baldwin is 0 for 2 on dropping that arm angle. The first one to Trey Sign was very high and inside, and that one, Bartles having to lean towards the plate a little bit and let that ball go behind him.
Yeah, good discipline, because normally when you see one coming like that, you step back and step right into that one, but Bartles held his ground and went behind him. The break even on the way. Baldwin comes back with one that misses high, and it's gone full 3-2, and he's gone to a full count now on 2 of the first 3 batters. He got Sign on a pop out into foul territory on that first 3-2 count. Let's see what happens here. Foul ball back to the screen and just to the right of our broadcast position. It remains 3-2.
Seen some good at-bats so far by the Hornets. Fouling off pitches that are near that they may not like all that much, but no, it may be a strike on the corner. Been very, very good discipline and very, very good eyes at the plate.
Now that 3-2 delivery again. Here it comes, and it's a ground ball towards the second baseman. Staying down on it is Copenhaver. He'll raise up and make that throw to first in time to retire Bartles. The ground out will go 4-3, and Tyler Gilpin will advance to third base, and now will be there with 2 outs. It will bring up Cullen Horowitz, third baseman and cleanup hitter. You'd like to see this offense get going. Through 4 games, Matt, 15 runs, or an average of 3.8 runs per game. They've been shut out and no hit by the Adult League Hagerstown Braves. They scored just 3 in their opener against Antietam, but swept a doubleheader from Vienna, Virginia, 6-1, 6-1 in both of those wins. First pitch to Horowitz down low, ball 1.
And you know that won't stay. You look at this roster, and this is not a team that I think down the stretch through July and even the beginning of August is going to struggle to hit the baseball. It's not only a very good hitting team, but a very powerful hitting team. So I can't imagine that that's going to stay much longer. And that power we were just talking about, very much so with Cullen Horowitz at the plate right now.
That 1-0 pitch just off the outside corner. 2 balls, no strikes. Some nice movement at the end of that pitch. Horowitz looked like he was loaded and ready to swing, and then held up, and the pitch missed. Now that 2-0 delivery. Fastball down low, and it's 3-0. By the way, Jeff King is our umpire behind the plates, while C.L. Baker is our umpire on the bases. 2-man crew working this one. No score, bottom of the first. 3-0 delivery and a ground ball past the diving third baseman. Trying to backhand is the shortstop. Gonzalez may have knocked it down as it rolls slowly into left field. That'll be a base hit for Cullen Horowitz. Got the green light on the 3-0 and is able to get it through the infield to score Gilpin from third, and the Hornets lead 1-0.
And I don't want to say that's becoming the norm now, but you're seeing that. We mentioned it in the first game we called. That is becoming more and more normal as to something that never happened in the game of baseball. Even going back 3 or 4 years, is that 3-0 green light, and it pays off there for Horowitz as he gets the RBI single.
He'll be at first for Mason Lance, who will take a strike on the outside corner. All right, having some difficulty with our audio feed. I just got a text message. Here comes the next pitch, and that one down low for a ball. Snap throw behind the runner, and Horowitz went back in standing at first base. Mason Lance will await the 1-1. He's gotten off to a good start, including a home run in the season opener that we had a chance to call. Here comes that 1-1 pitch, and it's a bouncing ball towards the shortstop. Backhanding is Gonzalez. He'll make that throw to second and just in time. Copenhaver pulls it in before Horowitz could slide in, and the force out brings the inning to a close. The out recorded 6-4, but the damage done with a couple of base hits. It was an RBI single from Cullen Horowitz with 2 outs to put the Hornets on the board, and after 1, it is the Hornets 1 and Blue Ridge nothing. We're back in 60 seconds.
Howdy, cowpokes. Do your business cards look like they were designed by a coat roper? Well, this cowboy knows the advantage of dealing with folks the old-fashioned way. When you order printed material on the internet, you're stuck with what you get. But when you need printed material to look just right, you want to deal with folks you know. And that's what you'll find at Panhandle Printing and Design. Local folks that have been delivering results for years. They can help with everything from design to production of stationery envelopes, business cards, invitations, vinyl signs, banners, vehicle wraps, and a lot more. They can answer all your printing questions, and you can call them on the phone or hop on your horse and go see them, because they're your one-stop printing shop where they have something for everyone. Panhandle Printing and Design at 124 North Maple Avenue in Martinsburg. Call 304-267-7400. You can even find them online, too, if you want to. If you need printed materials, don't deal with some city slicker you'll never meet. Trust the folks at Panhandle Printing and Design.
Do you have 27?
I haven't counted yet. I've been trying to figure out our audio issues that we apparently have. 12, 20, 27.
We are back once again here at P.O. Faulkner Park. Matt Miller, Matt Crawford. We've got John Alderton running our TV10 camera. Our engineer back at the studio, Donald Kinney. 1-0 Hornets. We go to the top half of the second inning. For Blue Ridge, they'll have the 5, 6, and 7 hitters due. They will be facing Cam King, who in that first inning was very efficient. 6 pitches, 5 strikes. No runs, no hits, no errors. He did hit one batter and stranded a base runner. The exact opposite of the first inning for Hayden Baldwin, who throws 27 pitches, 14 of those for strikes.
Yeah, it wasn't the first inning that Baldwin wanted, but in a way I think we kind of expected it, talking with the Generals before the game and knowing that was their number 4 or 5 guy, depending on the night. And there was a lot of guys that threw over the weekend, so not necessarily something that was unexpected coming into this one.
Hayden Baldwin standing in to get this top of the second underway. Takes a pitch just up and in for ball 1. Baldwin in the number 5 spot in the order. Bit of a closed stance in that right-hand batter's box. Awaits that next delivery, and that one likewise a bit up and in. 2-0. And we will see Cam King throw a third pitch to a batter for the first time in this game. Did not throw more than 2 pitches to a single batter of the 4 that he faced in the first. Finds the outside corner with a 2-0 fastball. Now 2 balls and 1 strike.
Well, your goal is to get ahead of most batters. It's not going to be every batter, but your goal is to get ahead of most of them.
Now that 2-1 pitch hit into the air into straightaway center field. Trey Sign has a beat on it, drifting a little to his left. He's got it, and there's 1 down. So Baldwin on the 2-1, flies out into center. And are you noticing anything in your scorebook yet?
Now batting number 10.
Every one of the outs has come on a
fly out so
fly
far.
ball, yes.
Only base runner was Colby Childs. That was a hit by pitch, but other than that, a fly out to the shortstop, fly out to right field, and fly out to center field.
Brings up Jack Taylor, center fielder, number 6 hitter in the order. Left-hand batter with an open stance. Takes the first pitch for strike one. Taylor out of Clark County High School, playing for his head coach Mike Smith here in summer ball as well. And for Taylor, getting ready to make his way here into West Virginia. He's going to Potomac State. Lays off of this sweeping breaking pitch that finds that outside corner for strike two. Nice pitch from Cam King. Taylor was ready to unload and then saw that ball breaking away from him, thought it would miss outside, but it caught the corner. 0-2 delivery. High fastball taken for a ball, now 1-2.
And King staying pretty consistent on delivery and time. Hasn't changed it up a whole lot. Usually takes about one step behind the rubber, then steps in, gets a signal, and is ready to go. Doesn't waste a whole lot of time on the mound. Not necessarily fast, but just consistent.
1-2 pitch lifted up and out of play off the third base side. Holding at a ball and 2 strikes. Every pitcher has a rhythm.
Yep.
You know, some guys are slower than others. Some guys much faster than others. I remember back in the day watching James Franklin pitch here at Martinsburg in the 90s, and I mean, he wanted the ball, and he was ready to throw it about the time it hit his glove. 1-2 pitch lifted in the air, shallow right center field. Backpedaling is Anderson. Second baseman is there. He'll pull it in, and there's 2 down in the inning.
Let's keep that streak going. Another fly out.
2 outs, bases empty, and it brings up Jack Reisenweber. This has to be a somewhat awkward at-bat as he stands in the box to face a guy that normally he's out in the field defending when Cam King is on the hill, as Reisenweber playing a little summer ball for 2 clubs this summer.
Hey, you got to get him in when you can, right?
Absolutely.
Especially after missing your season, you got to be able to get as many games in as you can.
Here's the first pitch on the outside corner for strike one. Some guys are just trying to find a game to play here in the summer of 2020, and he's got 2 teams to play for. Reisenweber awaits that 0-1 pitch. Popped it up, back out of play. Count 0-2. Getting another text that we're still a bit distorted, but noticeably better. So we'll continue to kind of work on our audio and make sure that we get that squared away. 0-2 delivery to Reisenweber. King is ready, and the pitch. Fastball up and away. Now a ball and 2 strikes.
And Matt, you talked about just trying to get games in. We did get a schedule through the month of July for the Hornets today from manager Trip Tobin. We'll give you some of those games of what's upcoming as the broadcast goes on.
Busy. 1-2 pitch hit in the air again. This one again into shallow right field. And there is Chase Anderson, the second baseman. He's got it, and the trend continues as the first 6 outs have all come through the air. Fly outs to the outfield, pop outs to the infield. 3 up, 3 down, and now 5 straight batters retired by Cam King. We'll go to the bottom of the second. When we come back, it is the Hornets 1 and Blue Ridge nothing. We're back in 60 seconds.
Eastern Panhandle Talk with Rob Mario and David Welch.
Are you trying to create controversy more so than we already have?
Responding to the people.
I see. Okay.
That's what I do.
I think you're stirring it up.
I'm kind of a big deal. That's right. That would be the root cause of the stir.
I'm not paying that fine.
Just got doubled.
What? For?
Denial.
Why? Oh, denial.
Denial. How can you have the money? You have 17 jobs.
Yeah, but none of them pay well.
Weekdays at 8 a.m. on TV 10.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
We go to the bottom of the second inning, a 1-0 lead as the Hornby Hornets plated a run on 2 hits in that first inning. A single from Tyler Gilpin, went to second on a wild pitch, advanced to third on a ground ball out from Ben Bartles, and then with 2 outs, Cullen Horowitz delivered an RBI single. Kind of like the way that they produced a run in that inning.
Yeah, it wasn't anything flashy. Got guys on base, worked them around, got the wild pitch that got Gilpin to second, but then did a good job just moving guys over, hitting ground balls to the opposite side, getting guys into even better scoring position, and again, just small ball and working those runs across.
Caleb Horner to get the bottom of the second started, takes low and outside for ball 1. Horner, the shortstop, number 6 hitter in the order. Baldwin with pitch number 29 coming, and that one on the outside corner for a strike evens the count.
Be interested to see if he still tries to go down to that 3/4 arm slot this inning, if that's something he's going to gradually work on, or whether those 2 bad misses at that arm angle were enough to have him be done with that for the evening.
The 1-1 is down in the dirt, 2 balls and a strike. Oh, what adjustments do you make? The first one came inside. The second one even further inside and went behind a batter. So it's got to be that release point, right? 2-1 pitch, bounced foul right out in front of the plate as that one caught Horner still in that right-hand batter's box. Count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ryan Barger and then Ryan Fry are due next in the Ryan portion of the order.
We have a Jack portion of the order for the Generals with Taylor and Rosenweber, and we have a Ryan part of the order. Similar parts of the order as well, too.
Baldwin nods in agreement with his catcher Garvin, and now that 2-2 pitch, and again it is bounced foul. That one catching a piece, I believe, of the front foot. Couldn't quite tell from my angle where it came, but it hit off of Horner and again slowly trickled into fair territory up that third base line.
So either the foot or the inside of the ankle, one of the two. Didn't get any higher than that, but definitely ricocheted off him a little bit.
Again, a 2-2 pitch is due. Baldwin ready. Here it comes. Hit in the air into center field. Moving back on it is Taylor over to his right. He's got it. Horner gave it a pretty good ride, but run down by Jack Taylor for out number 1.
The right fielder, number 4, Ryan.
Had a good sound as it came off the bat. Didn't carry quite as far as I thought it might. Yeah, 350 that dimension out into that gap.
Little out in front of that one. You could tell all his weight had pretty much gone forward by the time that bat came through. Just weight back on a little bit. That one may be able to find a gap next time up.
Ryan Barger a little late on the swing as the first pitch fastball goes by him for strike 1. Barger, the 7 hitter, starting right fielder. Swings and pops this one foul back over the press box. Count holding, no balls, 2 strikes. Not a bad evening for some baseball. I know it's a little hot and humid, but
it's July in the Eastern Panhandle.
Yeah, with the sun behind the clouds, it's really nice. 0-2 pitch, a swing and a miss. Barger helped him out, chased that one up the ladder. And that is the first strikeout of the game. 2 out, spaces empty in the inning.
Yeah, Barger not only chased that one up a little bit, that front foot came out, the head turn. That was a uncomfortable last swing for Ryan Barger.
The designated hitter, number 6, Ryan Fry.
Hayden Baldwin is now retired 3 straight batters, looking to set down the side in order here in this inning, and not going to do it is Ryan Fry. First pitch swinging, sends one right back through the box and into center field for a base hit.
What's the old adage, send it back where it came from? Hit it right on the nose right there, did Ryan Fry. Playing the DH tonight and getting on base like a DH should.
It'll bring up the number 9 hitter in the order, Chase Anderson. Scheduled to start in center field, but right before we got things underway, he switched places with Trey Sign. Sign went out to center, and so Anderson is playing second base.
Both done a pretty good job at those positions so far in this one.
Left-hand batter, first pitch swinging. He grounds it towards the second baseman. Copenhaver has it. His play is at first. He'll get it there in time to get Anderson. The out goes 4-3, and the side is retired. A 2-out single for Ryan Fry will give the Hornets a base runner. They'll leave that runner stranded, and we'll head to inning number 3. When we come back after this 60-second break, it's the Hornets 1 and Blue Ridge nothing.
In the bottom half of the second inning.
Hi, this is Eric from Hagerstown Ford. I keep telling you that Hagerstown Ford has completely changed the car buying experience forever. And with a return policy easier than Walmart, Hagerstown Ford has a goal to deliver 350 cars and trucks per month. And when I say deliver, I mean deliver to you, where you are, just like Amazon does. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. The only way Hagerstown Ford can accomplish this extremely aggressive goal is to make the car buying process fast and easy. We simply refuse to play the dumb back and forth games that most dealerships want to play. There's absolutely no reason for you to waste your precious time at a car dealership. I assure you, there is no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. that can beat our price. There's no dealership that will allow you to return your new car if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely has the best price, and we'll bring the car to you. And if you don't want it, return it, period. No questions asked. There's no reason to buy anywhere else. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience and get your new ride delivered to you.
Contact dealer for details.
Here at P.O. Faulkner Park, Matt Miller, Matt Crawford with you. John Alderton running our TV10 camera. Donald Kenny, our engineer, back at the studio. 1-0. It's the Hornby Hornets over the Blue Ridge Generals. And as we go to the top of the third inning with your play-by-play, here's Matt.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. It was an RBI single for Cullen Horowitz, scoring Tyler Gilpin in the bottom of the first inning. But with the score being 1-0, you can guess at goose eggs in each other half inning. It'll be Amin Jude that will lead it off for the Generals here in the top of inning number 3. Batting 8th, so 8-9-1 expected to come up to bat here in the inning. We'll see if the General can get to that number 2 spot or whether it'll be a 1-2-3 inning like it was in the second. Cam King on the mound, the lefty ready to go out of the windup. Here is that first pitch. That one a strike, right thigh high. First pitch of the inning, strike 1 to Jude.
So King getting back to his first inning when he got ahead of hitters in that second inning, actually fell behind a couple of batters.
Here comes that 0-1 from King. That one off the plate, ball 1. Count even, 1 ball, 1 strike to Jude.
He has set down 5 straight batters after the hit by pitch of Colby Childs in the second at bat of the game.
1-1 pitch up coming from King. That one fouled off right below our broadcast location.
Boy, that
one ahead in the batter now is Cam King. 1-2.
A little up in the eyes of Jude, who laid back on it, and it must have looked so good. Boy, he had that kind of late swing, managed to make some contact. Almost jumped at that pitch.
King again out of the windup. Here comes that 1-2 pitch. That one just inside, maybe a little high, but not by much. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And I think if King can live right there, he's going to get a strike called more times than not.
Ben Bartles held it there, hoping to get Jeff King to make the call, but the umpire said no.
Break-even pitch here on the 2-2 from King. That one below the knees. Count now goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to the number 8 batter, Jude.
Hey, give him credit. Laying off that pitch up and in that just missed, and then not chasing one down and away.
The payoff pitch from the lefty King. Out of the windup here is that 3-2. This one driven into the gap in left center. Is anybody going to get there? It does not look like it. That is going to bounce to the warning track and up against the wall. Jude going to go into second. Will round second by about a step, but then backpedal back. It's a stand-up double for Amin Jude with no outs here in the top of inning number 3. And the Generals have something going early.
Yeah, he turned on that pitch, barreled it up well. Trey Sign got a good read on it, but even with his speed was not going to be able to catch up with that one. Did a nice job to get it in quickly and hold Jude to the double.
The lefty, number 9 batter, Daniel Copenhaver, playing second base today. Lefty-on-lefty matchup here. Runner in scoring position. That's Jude at second. The first pitch to Copenhaver misses off the plate, ball 1.
Let's see how King responds after giving up his first hit in this one.
King comes set, now out of the stretch. Takes a look back a couple of times that second, nothing doing. Here comes that 1-0. That one high and outside, going to bring Bartles up out of his squat to catch that one. Now behind the batter, 2-0 is Copenhaver. Now in the driver's seat of this at-bat. On a big lead at second base for Jude. Nobody holding him on at all. Maybe coming back a little bit is Caleb Horners. He'll ease in, just keeping him honest. Here comes that 2-0. Swinging is Copenhaver, and he will foul that one off just to the left of our broadcast position over towards the concession stands.
Nice pitch by King. Got in on the hands of the left-handed hitting Copenhaver. He was able to make some contact and foul it away. That was a tough pitch to handle.
The open stance for Copenhaver. Out of the stretch, here comes the 2-1 from King. This one lifted foul again. Very similar location. The count now even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and a good job by Cam King battling back. Copenhaver was ahead in the count, 2-0. Back-to-back foul balls, and It's now even up at 2. Runner at second.
Copenhagen going to choke up on the bat just a little bit more, try to shorten that swing and get through the zone. Was a little late on that last pitch.
The break even on the 2-2 upcoming. Here comes that 2-2 pitch. That one low and away. A good snag by Ben Bartles to keep Jude at second base. And now the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The number 9 hitter, Daniel Copenhagen.
Got the pitch I was expecting there. As he was late on that last pitch, I figured, hey, it's 2-2. You bring a good fastball. But unfortunately, King couldn't get the location.
Here comes that 3-2 pitch to Copenhagen. This one smacked the other way, but going foul. And it will drop in foul territory. We'll do that 3-2 all over again. Tyler Gilpin running to get that foul ball. We'll send it in, then jog back to his defensive position. Running back into the batter's box now is Copenhagen. Again, that open stance, so awfully tough to send that one the other way. Was just able to come around and got a decent barrel on it. Was just late.
Gotta like the at-bats for the 8 and 9 hitters. Jude and Copenhagen really making King work.
Again with the 3-2. This one pulled down the right field line. Is it going to go foul? Looks like it is. It will bounce into foul territory. Almost over into the bullpen where there is action right now. The right field line bullpen that belongs to the Generals. Some action going on right now.
Let's see if we can effort a number on the back of that jersey. Looks like it might be the number 19. That would be Robertson. Don't have a first name on the sheet that we have.
Well, you got a 33% chance of being right. Only 3 subs tonight for the Generals. 8th pitch of the at-bat upcoming. A good at-bat for the number 9 hitter, Daniel Copenhagen. Here comes the 3-2 to Copenhagen. This one popped up in a shallow left field, going back onto this Horner, and he makes the over-the-shoulder Willie Mays style basket catch. Great job. Caleb Horner retiring Daniel Copenhagen after a very good at-bat. 1 down in the inning.
Boy, put a little star by that one for Horner making the catch, but at the same time, I think Trip Tobin would really like to see Tyler Gilpin take charge, because the left fielder seemed to be right there and had certainly a much better angle to make that catch.
Back to the top of the order now for the Generals. It is Trevor Wright standing in. The righty flied out to short. His first at-bat takes strike 1.
Trevor Wright is a product from Millbrook High School in Winchester.
Still at second base is Jude. He had the leadoff double here in the top of the 3rd. Foul ball lifted over the first base dugout. Now behind the count 0-2 is Trevor Wright.
Let's see if King can put him away a little earlier in this at-bat. Threw a lot of pitches to Jude and then to Copenhagen, getting ahead of Wright with 1 out and that runner still at second. Let's see how he attacks the leadoff hitter.
Lights just turned on here at P.O. Faulkner as the cloud cover has stayed pretty consistent. Here comes the 0-2 from King, and swing and a miss. Trevor Wright chased it up the ladder. 2 down here in the top of inning number 3.
Yeah, went with the high, hard one, the fastball that Wright just could not get around on. That's a big strikeout, holding that runner at second.
Colby Child steps in now. He was skimmed by a pitch, but it earned him first base, his first at-bat with 1 down in the top of the 1st inning. See if he can find his way on again. He'd like to find the outfield and score Jude from second. Here comes that first pitch. That one he chased outside. Horner coming in as that ground ball goes to shortstop. A low throw in the dirt. A good job by Mason Lance coming off the bag to get it. It's going to be a play at the plate as he throws home. But Jude slides in head first, safe. It was a ball in the dirt. I'm not sure they would have gotten him anyway. But the Generals are on the board and we're tied at 1.
Well, that is great base running by Jude, and heads up for the head coach, manager Mike Smith, down in that third base coach's box, seeing that kind of slow bouncer, a tough play for Caleb Horner coming in. The throw was a little low and wide. Nice job by Mason Lance to kind of go out towards right field and scoop that one up, but with the runner already on the move with 2 outs and turning the corner, certainly able to leg that one out to get to the plate and score.
They'll bring up Sean Garvin. Garvin steps in a fly-out, picks him to right field. His first at-bat. First pitch to him, high and outside, ball 1.
It's got to be an infield base hit for
I would
Childs.
think so as well.
I don't think they had a chance to get him at first. Now, whether the run scores on the hit or whether you may mark an error on the throw.
I would say an error on the throw. Here comes that 0-1, a swing and a miss, or make that the 1-0. Now they count even 1 ball, 1 strike to Garvin. Chase that one a little bit outside.
So tied up now at 1.
Here comes that 1-1 pitch to Garvin. That one above the letters, an easy take for him, although we've seen a couple of guys chased up the ladder so far on both sides. But now Garvin ahead in the count 2-1. As the lefty King looks in, gets his sign, comes set in the stretch, brings that glove up to the chin, and here comes this 2-1 pitch. Takes a long look over at first base, and now comes the pitch, and there's a strike on the inside corner, count even 2-2.
Childs out of Clark County High School, getting ready to continue his career collegiately at Hood College down in Frederick.
A lot of kids, more kids from this area are starting to make their way out there. Here comes the 2-2 pitch, that one high and outside, full count again. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and that'll be the third full count that Cam King has allowed this inning.
Well, and after throwing just 13 pitches through the first 2 innings, or 19 pitches through the first 2, 6 in the first and 13 in the second, a pitch count going up here in the third.
3-2 pitch, 2 outs. Runner should be on the move with the pitch, but a check back over to first. Mason Lance coming in behind the runner at first base. Diving back in is Colby Childs, but an easy effort to get back to the bag. As clouds getting a little bit darker here at P.O. Faulkner as Trip Tobin, the skipper of the Hornets, keeps looking up at the sky a little bit. Never a good sign when the skip's doing that. The 3-2 low inside in the dirt. It'll be a 2-out walk. And now 2 runners on with 2 outs, 1 in scoring position. It'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Camion Gonzalez.
So for King, he's picked up his first strikeout of the game in this half inning and now issued his first base on balls, and it's going to bring a visit from John Lowry Jr. out to have a quick conference and hopefully try to settle things down a little bit.
Well, King had been rolling through those first 2 innings. And I don't want to say the wheels coming off, but just struggling a little bit more here in the third, throwing a lot more pitches and just overall good at-bats by the bottom half of the order. Here comes the first pitch to Gonzalez. That one high and outside, ball 1.
He's gotten away from attacking the hitters, really trying to find, the corners and be precise with his pitches as opposed to maybe going right at the guys.
Here comes the 1-0 with 2 outs to Gonzalez. That one, a breaking pitch sliding over is Bartles, but able to grab that one as it crosses the strike zone for strike 1. You don't see that all that often as some thunder now rolling through the Martinsburg area. 1-1 pitch due to Gonzalez. That one high and outside, and that's been pretty consistent this inning with Cam King. When he's missed, it's been high and outside, so just not following through, not getting that proper release point. 2 balls, 1 strike now to Gonzalez.
I'm hoping the thunder is like yesterday at my house.
Hopefully it's not like it was in Jefferson County yesterday. When the thunder came, it came very hard with rain and lightning afterwards. 2-1 pitch now to Gonzalez. He fouls one off, a hearty cut taken by Camion. Count even now, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, you got what missed me. I was out washing the dogs and giving them a bath, and the next thing you know, the temperature dropped, the winds blew in, thunder all around, but never saw any lightning and never got a raindrop as it continued south and east of us and went right to you in Jefferson County.
And it came with vengeance. Here comes the 2-2 pitch to Gonzalez. That one fouled off, and we'll do it again. Wind's starting to pick up as well, looking at the trees in the outfield. So a storm is blowing in. We're just hoping that it is going either a little north or a little south. As everybody kind of looking at we can't see behind us, but everybody kind of looking at the skies behind us. Have to peer our head out of the press box in the half inning. Here comes that 2-2. It is lifted to the right side, going back into shallow right field as Mason Lance puts his glove up, turns sideways, and makes that over-the-shoulder, I guess halfway over-the-shoulder catch to retire. Camion Gonzalez. 1 run scores in the inning. We are tied at 1 as we will have the bottom of the third. Next, the Hornets coming to bat. This is Independent League Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
The third inning, 1 run on
4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states. Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all. And Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars, too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday. I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
WRNR and TV10, also on WRNR TV on YouTube. Matt Crawford here with you. Matt Miller doing the play-by-play / color duties as we alternate those throughout the night. Donald Kinney, our studio engineer, and John Alderton, our TV10 cameraman for the evening. Well, we are hoping that the showers will miss us here in Martinsburg. Looking at the radar, because when it's baseball season, everybody becomes a meteorologist, right?
Or at least you play one on TV.
Play one on TV, or you stayed at a Holiday Inn Express, right? It is Hayden Baldwin coming back out for his 3rd inning of work. So far we have him at 38 pitches after throwing 27 in the first inning, just 11 in the second. See if he can keep that pitch count down.
Oh, what a difference an inning makes, because you mentioned his number in the first inning. Let's go back to the first inning for Cam King, and he threw only 6 pitches. In the third inning, 30 pitches for King, lifting him now to 49 pitches through 3 innings.
Back to the top of the order for the Hornets, it is Trey Sign. Sign flied out to right field his first at-bat, but did see 7 pitches. Here comes that first pitch to Sign. Swings at one that is well inside. Believe fouled it off of the leg. Not sure which one, but hobbling a little bit and shaking it off. Believe it may have been that right leg.
All right, now let's begin the argument. As you use the word flied out, is flew ever, a word that gets into the baseball dictionary? He flew out, right?
But you usually hear he flied out to center.
So he didn't flew out to center.
Maybe I just don't speak the goodly English. Here comes that 0-1 to Sign. This one a chopper to the shortstop. It is Gonzalez up with the throw on the run, and a low throw, but a good job by Reisenweber to haul it in. 4 out, number 1.
Boy, there was a nice olé, if you will, from Gonzalez as he played that hop just right out to the glove side left, and on the run in, got it on that hop and was able to make the throw on the run to get the out.
It was a very Major League-esque throwing motion and ground ball that was just fielded by Camian Gonzalez. Now brings up Tyler Gilpin, who takes one out of the zone for ball 1.
Yeah, that breaking pitch had some good movement, but I think it started just a little too high and ended up out of the strike zone.
Gilpin a single past the diving third baseman Colby Childs in that first inning as he takes another one, that one low and inside for ball 2. Gilpin would come around to score on the RBI single from Cullen Horowitz later in that first inning. That 2-0 pitch does catch the outside corner just below the letters. That is strike 1. Count now 2-1 to the number 2 hitter in the lineup. Here comes that 2-1, and Gilpin will tower this one to center field. Moving over on it is Jack Taylor. Camps underneath it and hauls it in for out number 2. So just 6 pitches to get through the first 2 batters for Hayden Baldwin. He is settling in now once he got through that first inning, Matt.
I was just about to say that same thing. You got to give Baldwin credit. A little bit of a tough first inning. Gave up the run on a couple of hits. Gave up a 2-out single in that second inning, but has really been stellar keeping this Hornets lineup off balance.
Ben Bartles stepping in. It's a ground-out victim in his first at-bat, but was able to move Gilpin over to third base once he had gotten to second on a wild pitch. A first pitch swing for Ben Bartles. He fouls one off over towards the softball field. Strike 1.
The sky's dark out over left field, but as you look off the left field foul side, the skies are a little brighter back there. So I think this system may work right around us, and we're going to be all right.
0-1 to Bartles. That one well above the strike zone. Good eye by number 31, Ben Bartles.
Either that or it's like those old cartoons, and this is the lone black cloud that will drop rain here and here only and will follow us when we leave.
1-1 to Bartles. That one low it in the dirt, ball 2. Baldwin working a little bit quicker, it seems, as he has gotten in a rhythm. Was taking his time when he was missing in that first inning, but now that he's getting more and more comfortable on the mound, seems to be working a little bit quicker. That 2-1, a ground ball to the third baseman. It is Childs up with it, fires it across the diamond, hauling it in is Reisenweber at first base, and it is a 1-2-3 inning for the Hornets here in the bottom of inning number 3. We'll go to the top of the 4th when we come back. This is Hornby Hornets baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
TV 10 is teaming up with the Berkeley County Youth Fair to bring you the first ever Berkeley County Virtual Youth Fair from August 1st to August 7th from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. each night, live to your TV. The Virtual Youth Fair will feature our county's youth presenting their animals just as they've done before. But since you can't go to the youth fair to see them, we will bring the youth fair to you. Join TV 10's Mary Beth Blair each day from August 1st to August 7th as she introduces you to the youth of Berkeley County and their videos of their youth fair experience.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at WHMsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
We are through 3 innings here at P.O. Faulkner Park, and it is all tied at 1. The Blue Ridge Generals scoring that lone run in the top of the 3rd on their side, and the lone run for the Hornets coming in the bottom of the 1st inning. Both pitchers having back-to-back innings where they were settled in, and one bad inning that has been the difference on both sides in this one. We'll see if Cam King can battle back this inning after what was a rough 3rd inning, Matt.
Yeah, a rough 3rd inning, 30 pitches. Only 18 of those went for strikes. They gave up the leadoff double after a pop out to the shortstop, a strikeout. Had a chance to get out of the inning, but Colby Childs delivered an infield base hit. There was a throwing error on that infield hit that allowed the run to score after a walk of Sean Garvin. A good job by King to get the pop out to get out of the inning without any further damage. So far through 3, the Blue Ridge Generals have a run on 2 hits with no errors. They've stranded 3, leaving 1 in scoring position. The Hornets have a run on 3 hits. They've committed 1 error, and they have stranded 2 and have not left a runner in scoring position.
It'll be Hayden Baldwin trying to help his own cause to lead off the top of inning number 4. He was a fly-out victim, as were several of his teammates early on in this game. You could tell that they had just played in a tournament over the weekend, having a little bit of trouble getting the bats to catch up and making those level swings early on in this ball game.
Well, the Generals through 6 games have scored 25 runs, so an average of about 4.2 a game. We mentioned early on that the Hornets are averaging about 3.8, so both of these teams right around that 4 runs a game average.
Here comes that first pitch to Baldwin. This one swinging, he drives it into center field. Treson going back on, and he is not going to get it. One bounces the fence. Baldwin rounds first. He is going for second. A good throw by Sign out of center field, but the throw just a little too late is in with a stand-up double. To lead off the inning is Hayden Baldwin, and Matt, it's deja vu all over again. That's the way the 3rd inning started.
Yeah, back-to-back innings started with a double deep into this one a little more center field, the prior one a little more left center field. And how about the hustle from Trey Sign? He caught that on a bounce before it hit the fence, turned and threw back to second base. Didn't have a chance to get him, but certainly made it closer than I think anyone would have thought.
First pitch to Jack Taylor outside. Bartles having to pop up quickly and get that one. And I think what helped Sign there in center field is he knew that one was going to go over his head. So he was able to read it off the bounce rather than trying to catch it, then having to figure out where the ball bounced and read it then. The 1-0 to Taylor. That one fouled over top of the concession stand back towards the clubhouse here at P.O. Faulkner. Count even. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, we saw some action in the bullpen earlier for the Generals, and yet we still saw Baldwin come out and work well with just 10 pitches in that 3rd. Let's see what happens in the 4th inning.
The 1-1 to Taylor. This one lifted into right field. Barger moving to his right, our left, and makes the catch. Baldwin was tagging up, but decides to stay at second. I believe wisely decides to stay at second. One down on the flyout here in the top of inning number 4.
9 outs have been recorded on flyouts or pop-outs so far against Cam King.
So either he's doing something different or, again, just a little bit of fatigue on the bats of the Blue Ridge Generals.
The only other out, Trevor Wright's strikeout. So 10 outs recorded and 9 have been in the air.
Jack Reisenweber steps in, one down here in the inning as he fouls one back over top of the press box. Strike one.
Where is Martinsburg coach Aaron Byler right now? This is that tough situation. He's got a young man that's going to be back playing for him next spring if all goes well and the COVID is gone and we can actually play some baseball.
Glad you're that optimistic. It's going to be gone by then. Here comes the 0-1, fouled down the right field line. It does get out of play, bouncing just beyond the dugout.
But I know he'd like to see him come through and get a clutch base hit here, but at the same time, it would hurt the local team that he also plays for.
It's a tough situation to be in.
One of those catch-22s. We've had a defensive switch-up. So Chase Anderson has now gone out into right field. Ryan Barger has come into third base. John Ripple making sure that we got that information. Thank you. Second base, pardon me.
0-2 is fouled off just above our heads, hitting the net. We'll do that 0-2 again.
Cullen Horowitz would still be at third base.
I say it still looked like Horowitz playing third base right there. So give that to me again. Anderson in right and Barger in.
Anderson in right, Barger at second. So still on the same side of the field, just one coming to the infield, the other going to the outfield.
0-2 the count to Jack Reisenweber after he just fouled off the third pitch of the AB. This one outside chases it, but is able to pull it past Caleb Horner at shortstop into left field for a single. Moving to third is going to be Hayden Baldwin on the single. Now runners at the corners, one down here in the top of the 4th. A tough piece of hitting for Jack Reisenweber, a pitch that was very outside, but was able to pull it past Caleb Horner.
Yeah, nice job to stay back on it. Got the barrel of the bat out there. Was able to find that hole and get the base hit. A little bit of a juggle by Gilpin out in left field, but Baldwin was already slowing down, had the play in front of him, was not planning to turn third and tried to score.
Jude steps in. He had a leadoff double in the third as he takes the first pitch. Outside a bit low, ball 1.
The bullpen area is behind the dugouts of the Hornby Hornets down that third base line, so really hard for us to see if anyone is or who may be loosening.
That 1-0 a bit high, but Jude chasing it up the ladder just a bit. Believe he did get a piece of the bat. Thought I heard a little bit of a ting there. Count now even 1 ball, 1 strike, and a good fastball for Cam King.
I'm with you. I heard it.
You heard it? 1-1 pitch from Cam King to Jude, and he sends this one to second base. A wicket hop, but Barger up with it, flips it to short. Horner tosses it over to first, and that is going to be a 4-6-3 double play to end the inning. And a great job by Ryan Barger at second base, handling that ground ball on a wicket hop, and then the toss to the shortstop, Caleb Horner, over to first. Mason Lancey double play to end the inning. No runs across the board. We'll be back for the bottom of the 4th inning when we come back. This is Hornets Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Well, come on, and let us show you what we got. Come on, let us help you save a lot. If you're looking for exciting things to do, places to go, people to know, and places to eat too, come on and pick up the latest edition of Around the Panhandle magazine. That's where you'll find the unique ideas that will lead you to the luxurious lifestyle you're dreaming of. Pick up a copy of Around the Panhandle magazine today at any of the local Rock's convenience stores or find us online at AroundThePanhandle.com.
Prepare for what's next or to plan ahead. We're here. Brown Funeral Home, a legacy of service since 1880.
Pick up on that. It is Michael Robertson. Where's number 19? And will come in for Hayden Baldwin, who went 3 innings, giving up 3 hits, or giving up 1 run, rather, on 3 hits. Did not walk anybody and did have 1 strikeout in his 3 full.
Well, we'll see if this is just a straight swap or if there was an attempt by manager Mike Smith to keep Baldwin's bat in the lineup and move him somewhere else.
I don't see him in the field anywhere.
I am with you. I do not either, and so it looks like it'll be just a straight swap in the batting order, which would be that number 5 spot. That's one of the reasons I kind of wondered if he was going to find a way to keep Baldwin involved.
Don't know what kind of bat Robertson brings either.
No, that's true. I tell you, they look almost identical.
Yeah,
on the
they
mound.
do. Very similar body builds. Both. Yeah. Not big, but just kind of thick body, especially in the upper body.
Yep, that stocky build, and we'll see if he comes in, Robertson that is, with the kind of fastball heavy repertoire to get things started. You give Baldwin credit, though. He really mixed in a breaking pitch well throughout the course of his time on the mound. We had him up around 48 pitches, so perhaps a little pitch count at this point in time in the summer.
The Bear, Colin Horowitz, steps in. His first at-bat in the first inning was an RBI single, the lone run scored so far in this ball game for the Hornets. First pitch from Robertson, and Horowitz watches it go by, strike 1 on the outside corner.
Yeah, fastball a bit low and away. The only thing Horowitz could have done with that one was take it the other way. So
here comes that 0-1. That one a little bit of an off-speed pitch as Horowitz waits back on it. Didn't wait back long enough, so he pulls that one on a hard angle down the third base foul line, almost into the on-deck circle. We're standing right now is Mason Lance. 0-2, the count to Horowitz.
A couple of guys that should know each other well from Jefferson High School.
Out of the windup, here comes the 0-2. That one a fastball well outside, a backhanded stab by Garvin. Count now 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Robertson ended that pitch by almost walking off the first base side of the mound. I don't know if he kind of lost his balance, overthrew a little bit.
Put a lot on it. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. That one a breaking ball. You could see the break at the very end of that one, but just started on the edge of the strike zone and broke even further away. That's going to be a dangerous pitch if it starts in the center of the strike zone.
Yeah, very good movement. Just couldn't quite find the location.
Count now even 2 balls, 2 strikes to Horowitz. Here comes that break-even pitch. That one low, bouncing, I believe hitting the plate on its way through. Count full, 3 balls, 2 strikes now to the cleanup hitter in the order for the Hornets.
You missed the most important part. It also hit Garvin, the catcher, and kind of ricocheted away from him.
It's a tough one to read if it's going to hit the plate in front of you. Never know which way it's going to ricochet.
And that's not Garvin. That's Ryan Miller now who has taken over behind the plate. That's the number 11 on the back of that jersey.
3-2, that one, a knee-high strike 3, and Horowitz watches it all the way. He goes down looking for the first out here in the bottom of the 4th.
So we have a completely new battery here in this situation as Ryan Miller has taken over behind the plate with Michael Robertson on the mound. Tough pitch there for Horowitz. Must have been looking for something else. That one was a pretty good spot.
Yeah, good enough. You got to take the bat off the shoulder. As Mason Lance steps in. That one just a bit low, maybe a hair off the plate as well for ball 1. A ground ball out for Mason Lance in the first inning to close out the bottom of the first. Here comes the 1-0, a chopper now to the third baseman. Child's going to have to make a phenomenal play, and he won't even throw it. That is a swinging bunt for Mason Lance, and he is going to leg it out and trips either on the bag or just after he gets by. Kind of a little skip as he went over. Believe he is all right. Doesn't seem to be limping at all, but definitely a little awkward landing as he went by first base, but it's going to be an infield single, and nothing Colby Childs could do about that.
No, you couldn't place a bunt any better. Close to the line, just about halfway down the line. No chance for Robertson, the pitcher. No chance for Childs at third.
Brings up Caleb Horner, who has to back out of a pitch from Robertson high and inside. Ball 1.
Robertson has some good zip on his fastball.
Just a matter of finding the zone.
There it is. The location has not been there, although he does have a strikeout.
Here comes that 1-0 Horner. That one, a strike on the outside corner. Count even 1 ball, 1 strike. And he has done a good job, whether intentional or not, moving the baseball around location-wise. I don't think he's hit the same location twice so far in this half inning.
He's taken a little off of some of those pitches to get that location. Now, whether that's an intentional location, we'll see.
The 1-1, a swing and a miss, throw back behind the runner at first. Back in safe, standing up is Mason Lance.
And a nice job by Reisenweber to go down to a knee and block that throw that was a little low from Ryan Miller.
Out of the stretch is Robertson, looks in to Miller, gets that sign. We're peering back over at Mason Lance at first base. The 1-2 pitch coming to Horner. That one misses ball 2, and we're even 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, both of these teams have shown some patience at the plate, trying to make the opposing pitcher work, get deep into counts if they can.
Horner looks in as he awaits the pitch. There's that 2-2, misses a bit outside. On the run is Lance. Fire down to second base, and Ryan Miller throws out. Mason Lance trying to steal second.
Yeah, not even close. Very good throw by Ryan Miller. Not a lot of windup on that one either. That pitch missed a little up, so he was already coming out of that crouch position and was able to quickly get into that throwing motion, and he threw a strike to the shortstop.
Count is now full as that one missed to Caleb Horner. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the payoff pitch. That one low in the dirt, bounces away from Ryan Miller, and taking first is Caleb Horner.
Boy, and how important the caught stealing now. Instead of having runners at first and second with just 1 away, 2 outs with that runner at first as it brings up Ryan Barger. Started in right field and now playing second base.
And Barger, not a very comfortable at-bat his first time up. Struck out on 3 pitches and strike 3. The head pulled off, the front foot pulled out, and chased one up the ladder. So he steps in and awaits the first pitch from Michael Robertson. Robertson does get the signal he wants. Comes set, and here comes that first pitch right down the middle. Strike 1.
Well, Hornets seeing this one kind of play out like the first game when we were here against the Antietam Generals. Maybe it's something against just anybody named Generals, but a good start scoring a run or 2, but then struggling a bit after that.
0-1 to Barger. Catches the outside corner. He's behind 0-2. And he has seen 5 pitches now, all strikes. Has not seen one yet out of the zone. And I would imagine Robertson going to rear back and try to blow one by Barger here. Takes a quick look at first. Now Robertson here comes out 0-2. He's going to go with the breaking ball, and that one misses high and inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. The second out, Mason Lance caught stealing. Caleb Horner then reached on a walk. Now the 1-2 count to Ryan Barger.
Now you're seeing the fastball?
Here comes a fastball, and once again Barger chases it up the ladder for strike 3. An infield single in the inning, also a walk in the inning, but no runs come across in the bottom of the 4th. We'll go to the top of the 5th when we come back. It is the Generals 1, the Hornets 1. We're back in 60 seconds.
With the Berkeley County Youth Fair to bring you the first ever Berkeley County Virtual Youth Fair from August 1st to August 7th, 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. each night live to your television. The Virtual Youth Fair will feature our county's youth presenting their animals just as they've done before. But since you can't go to the Youth Fair to see them, we'll bring the Youth Fair to you. Join TV 10's Mary Beth Blair each day from August 1st through August the 7th as she introduces you to the youth of Berkeley County and their videos of their Youth Fair experience right here on TV 10.
It's time for the fun and excitement of Hornby Hornets baseball. Let's get things started by heading out to the field. Waits. DeLauder delivers. It's a comebacker right off the front slope of the mound. It's fielded by DeLauder. He'll throw to second in time for the out there. Reisenweber with the return throw to first, and they turn that 1 to 6-3 double play.
Well, that was a thing of beauty.
You've been listening to Hornby Hornets baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
Welcome back into P.O. Faulkner Park. A pitching change for the Hornby Hornets. It is Zach Stoner. Stoner, a Jefferson Cougar through his tenure in high school, had a very good conversation with John Lauer Jr. before the game, talking about Stoner. He said one of the guys that just never really saw the field, but the guy you rooted for to see the field, came and worked his butt off every single day at practice. But, Matt, you and I have you've covered a John Lauer Jefferson team much longer than I have, and you know it's just not easy finding your way onto a field with those teams.
No, not at all. And, to the credit of John Lowry Sr. and his staff, they work a lot of players in when they can, but obviously when you get to crunch time, you kind of have that core part of your lineup that you know you're going to. And when it comes to pitching arms, I'm not sure there's any system in the state of West Virginia that is as deep as the Jefferson Cougars.
For Cam King, it was 4 complete innings, 1 run on 3 hits, 1 strikeout, 1 walk, also 1 batter hit.
Make it 4 runs on 4 hits. The infield single along with a double in that 3rd inning, a double and a single.
You are right.
In
I only
the 4th
had
inning.
2. I only had 1 in that 4th inning, so make that 4 hits to get that 1 run. First pitch to Daniel Copenhaver. That one low and inside, ball 1.
Some good movement on those pitches from Stoner as we watched him in his warm-ups, and even that first pitch there to Copenhaver.
Here comes that 1-0. Little sidearm action as one dribbled foul, almost getting to the bag at third base. Horwitz kind of smacking it, making sure it goes foul, as it was Copenhaver sending one the other way.
Well, and as Horowitz moving over towards foul territory with where he was playing and his angle to that ball, had to kind of slow down and stutter step to make sure that he didn't trip over third base.
Again, kind of a sidearm delivery for Stoner as the 1-1 misses off the plate, ball 2. Some Fat Jack's barbecue being brought up for some people in the press box. The Bylers eating their dinner. Here comes that 2-1. That one sent to first base on the hop. Mason Lance hauls it in. He'll take it himself to the bag. 1 down here in the top of the 5th.
If you're a first baseman, you like that last hop to come right where it did, about chest high, look it into the glove, and know you've got plenty of time to outrun Copenhaver to first.
Yeah, not a big lip on either corner of the infield here, so not much you got to worry about on those late bounces, but that was a beautiful one right to the stomach.
I tell you, the one thing I do miss here at P.O. Faulkner Park is the mouse ears on each side of the infield. They're gone this year.
First pitch to Trevor Wright. Misses slow and away, ball 1. I'm waiting for a brawl to erupt here in the press box.
He knows I'm just messing with him. It looks great as that area has been overseeded, fertilized, and very well watered, correct?
No, that's
sod.
Yeah, that's sod on those corners.
Just bring it in. We can't grow it ourselves.
The 1-0 catches the outside of the strike zone. 1-1. Here comes that 1-1 pitch. Trying for the same location is Stoner, but it misses just off the plate, ball 2.
For those watching on TV 10, if you'd never noticed before in past years, there were, instead of coaches' boxes, circles that came off the infield dirt.
Another grounder to first. This one, a little trouble with his Mason Lance. Goes for the toss over to Stoner, who was covering first, but that toss a bit high, and that's going to be an error on Mason Lance as he bobbled it, which caused Stoner to have to get to the bag quickly in a flip from Lance that just a little out of the reach of Stoner. Puts Trevor Wright at first base on the E3.
Well, and unfortunately, after that little bit of a bobble, I think Lance rushed himself. He had to play in front of him, and I think he had a little more time, but rushed himself trying to get the timing and the toss right with the pitcher Stoner covering and threw it right over his head.
Colby Child steps in. So far in this one, he has an infield single and has been hit by a pitch, so has been on both at-bats as he takes one just out of the zone, ball 1. Standing at first base, Trevor Wright getting that lead. Decent lead, but nothing too big. As the 1-0 to Childs catches the outside corner, strike 1.
Good pitch there from Stoner. Again, you're seeing that movement on the end of his pitches, and even the 2 balls put in play have not been hit extremely hard.
Ready with the 1-1 here is the 1-1 from Stoner. That is low. Going to second on the attempted steal, and it is going to be a steal for Trevor Wright as Ben Bartles throws one high over Ryan Barger. Good backup by Caleb Horner, and that is going to keep Wright at second base.
Yeah, that throw a little bit of a tail to it, and no chance for Barger, the second baseman, to grab it.
And I think Wright's in regardless.
Yeah.
He got a good jump. That pitch was low enough that I'm not sure Bartles gets him regardless. Nothing Not taking a dig at the arm strength of Bartles, but just think that was a good jump as the 2-1 well outside as Stoner missed his catcher badly. Gets all the way to the backstop, and now over to third base is Trevor Wright on the wild pitch.
Oh, boy, this is one of those tough spots in a game. You're in the top of the fifth inning, getting late in this one, a 1-1 tie, and there's an error, a steal, and a wild pitch to put the go-ahead run at just 90 feet away.
3-1 the count to Childs. Here comes that 3-1 pitch, and this one fouled down the right field line. It's going to get out of play into the seats down the right field line. The lawn chairs.
A few fans here. Not a bad crowd on this evening.
It's never a bad evening for baseball, right? Full count. Here comes that 3-2 pitch from Stoner. Well off the plate. An easy take for Colby Childs. And that'll be ball 4.
Well, we saw the 4-6-3 double play that ended the fourth inning and prevented a run from scoring, as there were runners at first and second at that time. Now you've got one out with runners at the corners. Let's see if maybe you can get a double play grounder out of Ryan Miller.
Ryan Miller again in the number 3 spot as he came in for the starting catcher, Sean Garvin. It'll be his first at-bat of the game. Check back over to first. Back in easily was Childs. Now ready for the first pitch to Miller. Bit of a check swing and was able to hold up. That one missed low and away, ball 1.
Yeah, that one just missing. Ryan Miller, another product from Clark County High School, playing his college ball at Eastern Mennonite down in Virginia.
Zach Stoner comes set. Here comes that 1-0. That one just a bit inside, ball 2. And Stoner, after getting a quick first out, almost got a quick first 2 outs. But the error by Mason Lance, allowing this inning to take a little longer than I think any of the coaches or Stoner would like. Here comes that 2-0. That one high inside, a throw down to second on the steal from Colby Childs, and he is in safe. It was not a first and third defensive play. It was a straight throw down to second, and Childs able to beat it. Usually you'll see Childs try to egg a little bit of a rundown right there, but he decided he thought he could take second and did. Now 2 runners on with 1 out. As that count 3-0 to Miller. Here comes that 3-0 pitch, the old automatic, the fastball right down the middle, strike 1.
Well, and really no middle infielder covered. I mean, Caleb Horner, the shortstop, was still moving to his left as he caught that one and tried to get a sweep tag of some sort down on Childs on that stolen base.
3-1 the count. Here is that 3-1 low and inside, ball 4. Back-to-back walks now warranted from Zach Stoner.
Nice job by Bartles keeping that one right there at the plate as he reached down and had to backhand it down and into the left-hand batter. If that one gets by him, that runner at third scores the go-ahead run.
Corner infield now in. As the bases are loaded, Kamian Gonzalez steps in. Ground ball, it'll be a force at the plate. The first pitch to Gonzalez misses just off the plate, ball 1.
Unless that ground ball is to short or second, they're staying back looking to maybe turn the inning-ending double play. Again, they did it in the fourth. Can they do it again?
1-0 the count. Here comes that 1-0 pitch from Stoner. This a soft ground ball. Bartles going to come out, misses the baseball, so throw backhand, but Stoner not on home plate to make the force out. And I think Bartles trying to get the tag rather than going and tossing it back to home, but just couldn't pick up the baseball in the grass, only about, 20 feet away from home plate. And a run will score, and taking the lead 2-1 now is the Blue Ridge Generals.
Oh, boy, got just what you wanted there, a little bleeder down the third base line. You had a chance to get that second out without a run scoring, and as it is, you end up giving up the run. The bases remain loaded, still just 1 out.
Hayden, or make that now. Michael Robertson steps in and takes ball 1 outside.
First at bat for Robertson.
Or now, make that Baldwin. I believe that's still an 8 on the back of that uniform.
So he will continue to hit. Don't know if that's a re-entry type of a rule.
Yeah, it's definitely an 8 on the back of that uniform.
Number 8, Hayden.
Takes that one for strike 1. Count now even, 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 down. Here at the top of inning number 5. A run already across here for the Generals. That 1-1 pitch does find the edge of the zone. Good job by Stoner to battle back. Out ahead of the hitter. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ready with that 1-2 pitch out of the stretch. Stoner takes a look over at third. Here's that delivery on the 1-2. This one lifted high down the right field line, moving over on it. And did he make the sliding catch? He did. Chase Anderson in right field, tagging up from third and scoring is Childs. And another one across on the RBI sacrifice fly for Hayden Baldwin.
Yeah, that's one of those tough ones. If you're Anderson out in right field, if you get there and make the acrobatic catch, which he did, you risk giving up a run, but at the same time, you definitely want the out in that situation if you can get it. And, well, they did get the out, but also give up the run on the sac fly.
Both base runners advance as well, so now at third is Ryan Miller, Cayman Gonzalez at second base. Jack Taylor now steps in. Again, that open stance for the lefty. Here comes that first pitch. Takes strike one. Thought about it, but kept that bat back. Strike one now to Taylor.
Matt, is it not an amazing thing? One of those elements of the game of baseball, one of the reasons I love it so much in the way that a game unfolds, how a simple little mistake can create momentum for one team or the other.
That 0-1 fouled hard back towards the clubhouse and indoor batting facility here at P.O. Faulkner.
I mean, you can't say for sure, right? And you're not telling the future, but you go back and say, if you got 2 outs and nobody on, you don't see this inning playing out quite the same way that it has after the 1-out error.
Here comes the 0-2. This one again fouled off out of play, and we'll do the 0-2 again. I believe they call that somewhat of the snowball effect.
Absolutely. Although snowballs would melt in this heat
they
right
would.
now.
I'm not sure you'd be able to make the snowball. I think it would melt as you were rolling it. Taylor so far in this one 0 for 2, and that is the count to him right now with 2 outs. Here comes that 0-2. A little bit of off speed, and he drives this one into right field. Going over onto this Chase Anderson, he'll make the backhanded stab. 2 runs will come across, and the Generals are breaking this one wide open here in the top of inning number 5. 2 more runs come across. That's 4 in the inning. It is 5-1 Blue Ridge Generals.
Well, he laid back, waited on that pitch, and Taylor delivered. No doubt about it. 2 RBI base hit out into right field. And again, you go back to how this inning has unfolded. And what tends to happen? Once an error is committed, and even in the midst of the play where there was the error, you tend then to what? Push. You rush yourself. You got to make plays. You put on a little extra pressure, and it ends up leading to a crooked inning, as they say, as far as the runs on the scoreboard.
Now Jack Reisenweber steps in, takes this one low and away, ball 1.
He becomes the 8th batter in this top half of the 5th inning.
Stoner looks in. That 1-0 low in the dirt bounces away from Ben Bartles, moving easily to second base on the wild pitch is Jack Taylor. And now another runner in scoring position. 2-0 the count now to Reisenweber. Not much Bartles could do with that one except for try to block it, and it ended up ricocheting to his left, and again an easy jog to second base for Jack Taylor. Here comes that 2-0. That one taken for strike 1 by Reisenweber.
Yeah, nice pitch there. Kept him off balance, worked that outside part of the plate.
Two down here in the top of inning number 5. Stoner, the 2-1 pitch. That one misses inside as Bartles has to slide to his left to keep it in front of him. Now the count, 3 balls. 1 strike to Jack Reisenweber.
Well, and Stoner hasn't helped himself in the inning with a couple of base on balls, in danger of walking his 3rd batter.
Here comes that 3-1 pitch to Reisenweber, high and inside, an easy take, and that is ball 4, and we will now see our 9th batter of the inning as pitching coach John Lauer Jr. will come out with somebody trailing him out of the dugout. I believe that is a 16. So I believe we will see Nick Reeves. Am I getting that number right? That is a 16. So as Nick Reeves gets in his warm-up pitches, we will take a 60-second break and come back with 2 down here in the top of inning number 5. 4 across so far in the inning. It is 5-1 Generals. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all. And Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars, too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Well, come on, and let us show you what we got. Come on, let us help you save a life. If you're looking for exciting things to do, places to go, people to know, and places to eat too, come on and pick up the latest edition of Around the Panhandle magazine. That's where you'll find the unique ideas that will lead you to the luxurious lifestyle you're dreaming of. Pick up a copy of Around the Panhandle magazine today at any of the local Rock's convenience stores or find us online at aroundthepanhandle.com.
Nick Reeves getting in his warm-up pitches as he relieves Zach Stoner here in the top of inning number 5, and it has been the inning to forget so far in this one for the Hornby Hornets. 5-1 as it has been 4 here in the top of the 5th for the Blue Ridge Generals. 2/3 of an inning for Stoner. 2 hits and 3 walks is what we have on our score sheet. 4 runs across so far, but 2 runners on base. That would be his responsibility.
Well, and a tough guy at the plate in Amon Jude, who had a double his first time up. Bounced into a 4-6-3 double play his last time, so you know he would like to find a hole somewhere and help his team to get another run on the board.
We'll see if Reeves can get out of this inning. Only needs 1 out. Here comes that first pitch from the lefty Reeves. A swing and a miss by Jude. He's behind in the count 0-1.
There's a good start. Get ahead of the hitter. Be in attack mode. Try to shut this thing down now and get the offense up.
It's Rosenweber at first base. Taylor at second. Here comes the 0-1 to Jude. Chase that one up and in. Strike 2. Seeing a little bit of a different arm angle. Again, Stoner was more that sidearm guy. Reeves coming over the top. Changing speeds up a little bit and throwing from different sides of the mound. 0-2, 2 outs. Here comes the pitch from Reeves to Jude, just a bit high and outside, ball 1.
Yeah, nice breaking pitch. Had some movement, but started it a little up and didn't snap down into the zone the way he wanted. Give Jude credit for not chasing it either.
Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Reeves. This one lifted into foul territory on the right side. Mason Lance going to have a play on it, and he will haul it in for out number 3. Off the bat, it looked like there was no chance that was staying in the yard, but it trailed back in, and Mason Lance hauls it in. The damage is done for the Generals here in the top of the 5th. 4 runs cross. It is 5-1 Generals over the Hornets. We'll be back with the bottom of the 5th next after the 60-second timeout.
It's one of the toughest times you'll ever face when someone close to you passes away. It's a swirl of papers to sign and arrangements to be made, all while you're dealing with grief. At Brown Funeral Home, we encourage you to pre-plan. Pre-planning not only makes things easier for you, it protects you from rising costs. At Brown Funeral Home, our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson.
Floodwaters can spread E. coli bacteria. Here's Bill Kearns from the Berkeley County Health Department about what to do if your well is tested positive.
If it's just a one-time contamination, you can superchlorinate your well, which we have instructions at the health department. They could call and talk to us. You're providing an excessive amount of bleach down the well. Then you do a runoff to get that out of the system, to get the bleach through your lines, get any contamination out of there. You do a runoff of so long, and then you can have it tested again.
The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg. Call 304-263-5131.
Welcome back into P.O. Faulkner Park. 4 runs in the top of the 5th inning for the Blue Ridge Generals. That makes it a 5-1 lead for the Generals over the Hornby Hornets as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. And sometime throughout this bottom half of the inning, it is time for Matt Miller's bottom of the 5th riddle.
Wow. Try not to sound too excited about the bottom
Matt,
of
when
the
you've
5th
heard it
riddle.
as much as I have,
You've only been around for 2 years. What do you mean when you've heard it as much as you have?
So think about the people that have been listening to you for 27 now. Michael Robertson still on the hill for the Generals. It'll be Ryan Fry leading it off for the Hornets. Takes one low and away, ball one.
Try to show him a little love, not like you're treating me right now.
Here comes the 1-0 from Robertson. This one off the end of the bat. Robertson can come off the mound, misplays a little bit, able to run it down, but throws it high over the first baseman, Reisenweber, into a right field, and that is going to be an E1. It was an easy play for Robertson coming off the mound. I think he just picked up a little bit earlier than he should have and left the ball on the ground.
Well, we saw a couple of those type of plays in the last half inning in which the Hornets could not quite make similar type of plays, and those two errors helped to lead to the 4 runs for Blue Ridge. So let's see if this may be a crack in the dam that can get some of the water flowing for the Hornets.
Chase Anderson steps in, the lefty, in the number 9 spot, takes ball one outside. Trey Sign in the on-deck circle. Tyler Gilpin, he is in the hole. Robertson comes set out of the stretch. The righty delivers the 1-0 pitch. That one just a bit inside, maybe a hair low as well. Ball 2.
Got to find some production out of the middle of the order during this time around, as this could be the last time you see that middle of the order, depending on how the 5th and 6th play out.
Here comes that 2-0 well outside, gets past the catcher Ryan Miller, and easily to second base will go Ryan Fry. So now a runner in scoring position with no outs here in the bottom of the 5th.
There you go. Let's see again if this can help to get a little momentum on the side of the Hornets. Bottom of the order to get it started. Turn that order over. Let's see if the top and the middle can do the damage.
Here comes a 3-0 again. That well high and outside, a 4-pitch base on balls for Chase Anderson. Now 2 runners on, some action now in the bullpen down the right field line.
Yeah, right now just looks like some loosening type of action. Certainly not anyone throwing with a lot of action like they're ready to come into the game yet. So just beginning to loosen.
Back to the top of the order it is Trey Sign. Sign 0 for 2 so far in the contest. As he stands in, squares to bunt, then pulls back and takes strike 1. See if that bunt sign will come again, or just trying to keep that infield honest at this point in the game. Maybe not the worst thing to get 2 guys in scoring position. See if Sign can lay one down. With his speed, you never know. You put it in the right spot, it could be an infield bunt single. Here comes that 0-1. No bunt shown as he takes one low and away, ball 1.
Now, Sign's got a good eye at the plate. As you said, good speed as well. Choking up on the bat, it looked like just a little. Although I think now he slid the hand back down.
Yeah, normal grip right now. Here comes that 1-1. Chases that one high and chops it, but that's going to be in to left field for a single. Staying at third base is Ryan Fry. Now the base is loaded. No outs after the single. The chopper into left field for Trey Sign. He's now 1 for 3 on the day. That'll bring up Tyler Gilpin, looking to do some damage with the bases juiced. No outs here in the bottom of the 5th.
There you go. Got something going with the bases loaded. Another clue to our riddle.
All right, Matt, after this first pitch, I will let you start to begin the riddle. The wheels can go in motion here.
Start to begin, as in to commence.
First pitch to Gilpin, taking a hearty cut. Fouls it back. If you didn't hear the thud, it was right below us on the brick backstop.
It was. All right, here's how it plays out. So, Aaron, you got to be paying attention. This one's for Aaron Byler, who never gets a chance to hear this. Now I'm distracted because Jack is bringing up great barbecue, and so Fat Jack's Barbecue, Jack Bartley here, along with Jess Spring. Some great, great stuff.
The 0-1 misses high, popping out of the glove of Ryan Miller. Took a hard enough smack off of the net and the backstop that it was able to hold the runners where they are. Getting about halfway down that third base line was Ryan Fry, but he had to retreat.
We are back into the barbecued nachos, although John Alderton called for a dog earlier.
The 1-1 pitch, a swing and a miss by Gilpin. Now behind on the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
The 3 sauces, I got Carolina Tangy.
Gimme.
Fat Jack Hot.
Don't read the I want the Carolina Tangy.
I'll take the Fat Jack Hot.
I bet you will. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Tyler Gilpin, as there is baseball going on in front of us. Here is that 1-2. That one lifted into right field. Moving over on it is Jude. He will make the catch. Tacking up from third is Fry, but it is a good relay into the infield. The runners are all going to have to hold.
Yeah, the ball just wasn't hit quite deep enough. And it was a nice play by Jude out there, staying under it, but keeping the momentum behind him so that he could make that catch and then get immediately into the throw.
Now becomes a big at-bat for Ben Bartles. A ground ball could be 2.
You're too good. You're too good.
When you come out to a Hornets game, you have to stop by Fat Jack's Barbecue and pick up some great eats while you're here at the ballpark.
A hardy cut by Ben Bartles, fouls it again right to the backstop. He was trying to clear the bases with that swing. Bartles, the number 3 man in the order.
And this is that part of the order we were talking about a little bit ago. Wow, look at that dog. That is a good-looking dog.
1 down here in the bottom of the 5th. Bases loaded, 0-1 to Ben Bartles.
Thank you, Jack Bartley. Again, a veteran-owned business. Check out Fat Jack's Barbecue. Great food, great people. They will treat you right. Hey, don't open that in front of me. We can't eat yet.
Here comes the 0-1 out of the windup is Robertson, and taking strike 2 at the knees is Ben Bartles.
A good-looking pitch. This is that again, that part of the order. Got to get some production, especially in a situation like this, down 5-1 with Bartles up and Horowitz due next.
Robertson looked like he nodded he got the sign he wanted and then shook it off, so going to start all over again as he gets back onto the rubber. Now gets the sign he wants. Here comes that 0-2, just a bit low, and Ben Bartles isn't going to be able to leave that one alone very often without being rung up.
He's a catcher. He knew it was low the whole way.
Glad he did, because I think everybody in this press box went, oh, he's going to sit down. Now 1 ball, 2 strikes to the catcher, Ben Bartles. Here comes that 1-2 pitch from Robertson out of the windup. That one high and outside, ball 2. Count now even 2 balls, 2 strikes.
There you go. Good eye. Bartles making him work, getting the count to where maybe it could be to his advantage. What are you looking for here? You know he doesn't want to go 3-2. He's got the hard fastball. You got to imagine that's what's coming.
Well, let's see what comes. Here comes that 2-2. It is the fastball, but trailing away. The count does run full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and a big pitch upcoming here from Michael Robertson.
Yeah, no place to put him.
Nope. Got to get him at the plate. See if Bartles is expecting the right pitch. Here comes the payoff pitch, the 3-2. That one just inside, ball 4, and that's going to score a run. It'll be an RBI walk, scoring Ryan Fry from third base, and it's now 5-2. The Generals ahead of the Hornets.
There you go. It was the error that got the inning started. It was followed by a walk, then a single, the fly out for the only out of the inning so far. And the Hornets have something going. Hunter Minnick going to take over as a courtesy runner at first base, it looks like.
Now batting the third baseman, number 21, Colin Horowitz.
It is now Chase Anderson to third base. Second base is Trey Sign as Colin Horowitz steps in. And he fouls one off. Strike 1. Ben Bartles now at first on the RBI walk.
And again, Bartles replaced by Hunter Minnick, serving as the courtesy runner. Horowitz had that RBI base hit back in the first inning. Chance to do some damage here.
Awaits that 0-1. That one trailing out of the zone. Ball 1. It was a strikeout for Horowitz's last at-bat in the 4th. On a full count. I watched it the whole way.
He's a guy that could give the Hornets the lead with one swing of the bat.
That he could. Low and inside. Gets away from the catcher. Miller coming in to score with ease from third base is Anderson. Now 5-3 as the Hornets are back within 2.
There you go. The error getting the inning started. A little momentum getting on the side of the Hornets. They're making some plays. Now the Generals, maybe pushing, pressing just a little bit, struggling to make some of those same plays. It's a whole new ball game.
2 balls, 1 strike to Colin Horowitz. Here comes that 2-1 pitch. That one a very similar location to the last. But Miller able to keep it in front of him. Still a ball out of the strike zone. 3 balls, 1 strike to the Bear.
No more action in the bullpen down the right field line.
That either means somebody's getting ready to come in or they're letting him go. Here comes that 3-1 off the plate, ball 4. Back-to-back walks warranted now for the Hornets. Bases loaded once again.
Third walk of the inning and the fourth walk overall for Michael Robertson, and that will bring a trip to the mound. Here comes Mike Smith. All right, here's the riddle. It goes very simply. There are 3 older ladies who love the game of baseball but also love their Jack Daniels. They go to a game and they sneak in their Jack Daniels with them, and during the course of the game they pour a little in each of their Cokes and drink it down, and the riddle simply asks, in what inning and how many men are on base when the ladies run out of their Jack Daniels? That is the riddle. So you've got what you need. 3 older ladies taking their Jack Daniels with them to the game, pouring it in with their Coke. They sip it down. In what inning and how many are on base when the Jack Daniels is gone?
Mason Lance steps in, takes ball 1 low and away. Robertson going to stay on the mound. But got to imagine his leash is pretty short. Lance steps in, an infield single. So far on this one, he lifts this one deep into left field, looking back on his left fielder. He is not going to get to it, and let's clear the bases, Mason Lance. It's a grand slam over the left field wall, and with one swing of the bat, it goes from a 2-run deficit, and now a lead for the Hornby Hornets. They take the lead 7-5.
Yeah, no doubt about that one. When it left the bat, you knew that one was well hit. It's about 350 out into that power alley, and that one cleared by a long shot, at least his second home run in a Hornby Hornet uniform, and this one a big one, and you talk about a comeback.
Boy, the 5th inning has been an offensive outburst on both sides. It was 4 in the top half of the inning for the Generals, and so far now 6 for the Hornets in the bottom half of the 5th, and we have a pitching change as coming in now is a 22, and that will be the former catcher Sean Garvin, who will get in his warm-up pitches. Let's go ahead and take a 60-second break as Garvin gets in his warm-up pitches. Following the grand slam by Mason Lance, it is the Hornets 7, the Generals 5. We're back in 60 seconds.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at whmsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday, I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
Welcome back into P.O. Faulkner. It is Sean Garvin finishing up his warm-up pitches. Michael Robertson going an inning and a third, giving up 6 runs on 3 hits, walking 4, and striking out 2.
All right, has anybody figured out the riddle? We'll get this out of the way before this next at-bat comes. At what point in the game and how many are on base when the ladies are out of their Jack Daniels? Just think about the inning we are in right now, and a bottle of Jack comes in a 5th, so it's the bottom of the 5th.
Or a handle if you like to drink, but I'm going to let you go with that one.
That's fine. Anyway, it's the bottom of the 5th, and the bags are loaded. Boom, boom, there you go. There is the riddle.
First pitch to Caleb Horner taken for strike 1. That one a fan favorite now in the press box.
That was a good one.
Garvin delivers that 0-1 and a sharply hit ball hard down the third base line. A stab by Colby Childs, and he will retire Caleb Horner. And Horner not going to walk back to the dugout after hitting one that hard very often.
Yeah, put a little star by that one. And some chatter coming from the Hornets dugout as they are right there along the third base line, as Childs really had to kind of follow that one and fully extend to reach out and pull that one in.
Now coming To the plate, it is Sam Simpson, a pinch hitter for Ryan Barger. Simpson takes strike one. Here comes the 0-1. Again, watches strike two on the outside corner.
Now, Barger had a tough night at the plate with a couple of Ks, and now Simpson trying to see what he can do as the 9th batter in this half inning. So each team sent 9 to the plate here in the 5th.
It has been a heck of a 5th inning so far. Here comes the 0-2 from Garvin, a little check swing, and it's going to be a chopper right back to the pitcher. Garvin will throw over to first. Reisenweber will haul it in for out number 3. Well, the damage has been done by both teams. In the top half of the 4th, it was 4 for the Generals to take the lead 5-1, then 6 runs in part of the bottom of the 5th, and a grand slam for Mason Lance. The highlight of the inning will go to the 6th inning when we come back. It is the Hornets 7, Generals 5. We're back in 60 seconds.
Floodwaters can spread E. coli bacteria. Here's Bill Kearns from the Berkeley County Health Department about what to do if your well is tested positive.
If it's just a one-time contamination, you can superchlorinate your well, which we have instructions at the health department. They could call and talk to us. You're providing an excessive amount of bleach down the well. Then you do a runoff to get that out of the system, to get the bleach through your lines, get any contamination out of there. You do a runoff of so long, and then you can have it tested again.
The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg. Call 304-263-5131.
Rumors are flying. There's this big merger everyone is talking about. 2 real forces in the world joining forces. This is big stuff, but it's all rumor. Is this merger really going to happen? If so, when? Where? Who else is involved? Mergers of this stature affect a lot of people. At Bechtel Jewelers, we say, sir, it's time to confirm the rumors. This is Lori from Bechtel Jewelers. It's true. People are talking about you and that woman you're so crazy about. It's so obvious to everybody that you're meant for each other. And yes, talk about 2 forces in the world. You, her, watch out, world. So get in here. Let's find the diamond and the setting. Just perfect for her. Just what she's dreamed of. Then get back to her pronto. Down on one knee, open that little box, say those few words. She'll probably say more than a few back. Of course, when she sees her diamond, she might not be able to say anything at all, except the one word that confirms that beautiful merger. And then spread the news. Confirm the rumors. This merger is happening. Bechtel Jewelers, Route 11 South in Inwood.
Find them online at BechtelJewelers.com.
Mr. Matt Miller.
I don't know who spiked the Gatorade in both dugouts going into that 5th inning.
Just cream, man. Just cream.
Each team had combined to score 1 run on only a couple to 3 hits through their first 4 at-bats. And then bang, everything happens all at once. Let's see if the pitchers can now settle down to close this one out. First pitch swinging. Daniel Carpenter fouls it out of play off the third base side. That is strike 1. He had a ground out to the first baseman unassisted. That started that 5th inning, in which Blue Ridge put 4 on the board. He is 0 for 2 in this one, including a pop-out into shallow left. A great over-the-shoulder, almost over-the-head catch by Caleb Horner. Off-speed pitch hit in the air pretty deep into right field. Thomas Budka is now out there defensively. He coasts back on it and makes the play for out number 1.
I thought that one was going to be trouble off the bat. He had a good swing on that ball to Daniel Copenhaver, but just put a little too much air underneath it.
On a nice read by Thomas Budka. He really saw that one come off the bat well because he started back, had the right angle, and was right there to kind of coast underneath of it. Back to the top of the order, Trevor Wright. Right-hand batter looks at a breaking pitch from Nick Reeves. That one misses high, ball 1. Reeves came in and faced 1 batter to close out that 5th inning, getting that pop-out in foul territory, caught by the first baseman Mason Lance. Fastball on the outside corner evens the count 1-1. Who knew at the time Lance would be the hero in the bottom of the inning?
We've now seen him hit 2 very long home runs in our 2 games this year.
Swing and a miss at the 1-1 pitch. Wright seemed late on that one. Not that Reeves is throwing with a ton of velocity, but kept him off balance there. See what comes on that 1-2 pitch. Wright 0 for 2, but has reached on an error. Swings and fouls this one through to the backstop. Holding 1 ball and 2 strikes. Each team now on their 3rd pitcher of the evening. These a little more of pitchers by necessity, so to speak, as opposed to, say, our first broadcast with the Hornets where it was a different pitcher every inning, just kind of getting guys' arms loose. 1-2 pitch missing outside, now 2-2 to right.
Yeah, this has had more of a normal baseball game feel to it. The first game we called almost was like those controlled scrimmages that you see at the beginning of each football season.
2-ball, 2-strike pitch, swing and a miss. Worked the outside part of the plate, and Wright is down on strikes for a second time today.
And really, that was the most amount of pitches he had seen in an at-bat so far. 2 in the first at-bat, 3 in the second at-bat, 4 in the third at-bat, and now 6. So not your typical leadoff hitter where he's going to see a lot of pitches.
On a tough night for him. The only 2 strikeouts on the evening so far for the Generals. They've put the ball in play, generally speaking. First pitch to Colby Childs, a little up and in, ball 1.
You've been waiting to say that all night, haven't you?
I have not. I've started to say it and realized I guess I have to
I know
continue.
you too well to know you've been waiting to say that one.
No, not true. Here's the pitch. On the outside corner, there is a strike.
And Reeves working quickly in this inning. Strike away from getting out of the inning here. 0-2, 2 outs.
Retired the first 2 batters that he has faced, trying to set them down in order. Here's a swing and a sharp hit ball on one bounce. The second baseman has it. He'll make that throw over, and that is Ryan Barger with a nice play getting it to Lance at first, and Childs is retired, and so too the Blue Ridge Generals. They'll go in order in the top of the 6th. The bottom of the 6th inning coming up for the Hornby Hornets. Let's see. Looks like the 8, 9, and 1 hitters will try to get things going again. We'll take a 60-second break, heading to the bottom of the 6th with the Hornets leading 7-5.
Hi, this is Eric from Hagerstown Ford. I keep telling you that Hagerstown Ford has completely changed the car buying experience forever. And with a return policy easier than Walmart, Hagerstown Ford has a goal to deliver 350 cars and trucks per month. And when I say deliver, I mean deliver to you, where you are, just like Amazon does. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. The only way Hagerstown Ford can accomplish this extremely aggressive goal is to make the car buying process fast and easy. We simply refuse to play the dumb back and forth games that most dealerships want to play. There's absolutely no reason for you to waste your precious time at a car dealership. I assure you, there is no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. that can beat our price. There's no dealership that will allow you to return your new car if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely has the best price, and we'll bring the car to you. And if you don't want it, return it, period. No questions asked. There's no reason to buy anywhere else. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience and get your new ride delivered to you.
Contact dealer for details.
We go to the bottom half of inning number 6 for the Hornets, looking to try to add to what is a 2-run lead and then try to close it out in the top of the 7th inning. It'll be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters, the heart of the order for the Blue Ridge Generals in their final at-bat of regulation. For the Hornets here in the bottom of the 6th inning, the 8, 9, and 1 hitters do. Same portion of the lineup that got the 6-run 5th inning started, and it was Ryan Fry reaching on an error. You look at the big top of the 5th inning for Blue Ridge, a couple of costly errors for the Hornby Hornets, and then you look at the big bottom of the 5th inning, and you had the same situation for the Generals. Out there taking his warm-up tosses is Sean Garvin. He came in to face 2 batters to close out that 5th inning.
Got the job done, too.
He did. Induced
Saw 2 retired, too.
A line out and a bounce out on a comebacker. And now he'll face Ryan Fry, who is due. Trevor Sharp making his way down to that first base coach's box. Not going to see any action in this one.
But do believe we may see him on Thursday.
All right.
Gives you a preview of what our next broadcast will be. And again, before the night is over, we'll tell you what's coming up in the foreseeable future, as we now have a full July schedule for the Hornby Hornets.
Ryan Fry digging into the right-hand batter's box, and Garvin's first pitch, a fastball high and tight, ball 1. Fry has singled and has reached on an error, has come around to score a run. The first of the 6 runs in that bottom of the 5th. Takes this pitch for a strike as the count evens 1-1. Sharp had the the fun in the loss against the Hagerstown Braves last Tuesday of striking out 4 batters in an inning. Fastball on the 1-1, misses high, 2 balls and a strike. I believe it was Rick Kozlowski who wrote a nice little article in the Journal describing how that inning played out.
Can only happen so many ways.
2-1 on the way, and it's a ground ball back up the middle. Gonzalez, the shortstop, in on it and has it go under his glove. We saw him make that play earlier and was able to play that hop nicely. This time didn't quite get that hop, and that is going to be an E6, allowing Fry to reach.
That's one of those ones you just got to get in front of. I get that Fry's not slow out of the box, but you got plenty of time to get. If that was hit hard enough, you got plenty of time to get in front of it. And we've seen Gonzalez has a strong enough arm. Just got to get in front of it.
Brings to the plate. Thomas Budka came in defensively in right field in the last half inning and now getting a chance to hit in that number 9 spot in the order, and he takes a fastball for a strike. So Fry twice now has reached on errors, also reached on a single, so 3 times up and 3 times on. He's going to keep that DH spot a little longer. Held on at first by Reisenweber. Pitch to the plate, a swing and a miss. Quickly 0-2. Trey Sign due next. He's 1 for 3 out of the top of the order. 6 hits scattered about by the Hornets so far in this one to score their 7 runs. Pitch outside in the dirt, blocked by the catcher. He's got it, throw down, and not quite in time. Nice play, Ryan Miller. Get the idea why this young man is going to be going to play at Eastern Mennonite?
Yeah, that was if that throws a little more to the right, I think Ryan Fry is dead to rights going to second base. He was almost thrown out, and that took a little while for Miller to find the ball and get it to second base. But you see the arm strike by number 11 behind the plate.
Now that 1-ball, 2-strike pitch, a fastball that misses high to Budka, 2-2. A lot of pop on that fastball into the catcher's mitt of Miller, but Garvin unable to find the zone with that one. An insurance run in scoring position with nobody out. A 2-2 pitch due to Budka. Here it comes down low, and a nice job again by Miller. Kept his body in front of it. Looked like it may have hit the shin protector on his right leg and shot just a little bit to his right along that first base side. But Fry could not try to advance.
It's one of the good traits of the catchers, how quickly you can pick a ball up that, or how quickly you can locate a ball that is squirting away from you.
3-2 the count. Payoff pitch. A foul at the plate. That one up and in. Budka did a nice job just to get around on it and foul it off. It was right in on his hands. Handcuffed him, you might say.
Yeah, that's a tough one to even get a piece of. Thinnest part of the bat right there. Toughest angle to get your hands around on. I think lucky just to get a piece of metal on it.
Well, he stays alive. Chance to see another pitch. Let's see what happens with this payoff. Shortstop ducking behind the runner at second. Now back into position as the 3-2 pitch misses. High and outside. There's ball 4. Runners at first and second. Back to the top of the order. Here comes Trey Sign.
Now batting number 17.
Now this is eerily similar to the 5th inning. Did you notice? Error, walk. Now Sign comes to the plate. He singled in that 5th inning.
Can we see deja vu all over again twice in this game? Figure that one out, Yogi Berra.
You mean deja vu all over again for deja vu all over again? As Sign swings, lifts one high, pretty deep into left field. Trevor Wright didn't get a good read on it initially. Backtracks, though, and is able to make the play. And the runners will have to hold as Fry stays at second, Budka at first.
And he was moving immediately to his right, our left, and took about 10 strides in that direction before changing his angle and then having to go straight back towards that left field fence. Was able to make it look somewhat routine out there in left field, but not the easiest angle of pursuit to go out there and get that baseball.
Brings up Tyler Gilpin, number 2 hitter in the order. He's 1 for 3, swings and fouls one straight back to the backstop. Count 0-1. 1 down with runners at first and second. A 7-5 lead right now. I see an 8 on the scoreboard.
Run is listed in this inning, but there hasn't been a run yet this inning.
Aha, maybe it's foretelling something. As Gilpin grounds one back up the middle, it's into center field. It's a base hit. Fry going to be waved around third. Here he comes. Throw to the plate. Not going to be in time. And wow, it was a prophecy on the scoreboard as the RBI base hit from Tyler Gilpin does bring home Ryan Fry. There is a run now in this sixth inning, and it is an 8-5 Hornets lead.
Second single of the game for Gilpin. It was a single in the first inning after a couple of flyouts. Gets another one, ropes this one right back up the middle. An easy score for Fry. And not a bad throw from center field by Jack Taylor, just a bit high and good speed to come all the way around from second to Fry and score.
Somebody cue the Twilight Zone music. First pitch to Bartles. He'll swing and send one in the air into the gap in right center field. Long run for the right fielder, and Jude is able to get back and make that grab. Tagging at second is Gilpin, pardon me, that is Budka, and he'll make his way to third. Gilpin will stay at first. Wow. I thought off the bat of Bartles that one had a chance to be in.
A chance to be out, too, off the bat. How quickly Jude was running towards that right field fence.
Put a little star by that one, and F9, the fly out to right field, and now it brings up Cullen Horowitz with runners at the corners. Budka at third, Gilpin at first. Horowitz has had an RBI single, a strikeout looking, and then a base on balls.
And that's a nice insurance run. Again, we've seen an inning of outbursts of scoring, but each run is critical at this point in the game. 2-run game to a 3-run game makes it a little more comfortable.
Fastball to Horowitz high for ball one. Yep, every run an important run. When you look ahead to that top of the seventh inning, it is the 3, 4, and 5 hitters, so the Generals will have that heart of the order up. The guys that you would like to have in that situation to try to get a rally started. The 1-0 to Horowitz. Swings and lines this one into center field. That one's going to drop quickly. It's an RBI base hit. His second RBI single of this one. It scores Budka from third. 2 runs on the board now in the inning, and a 9-5 Hornets lead.
Man, how many hits have we seen in this game that have just gone right back up the middle? I mean, almost as if they're splitting second base in half. Some of these Hornets hits have been very well timed up. And that'll be the end of the day for Sean Garvin.
Well, and that was not Jude apparently who made that nice catch out in right center field, because he just followed his head coach or manager out and will take over on the mound. So we'll have to find out, Effort, who is now in right field, who made that nice catch for the second out of the inning. But we will have a pitching change as Sean Garvin will exit with 2 outs in the inning. 2 runs already in, and runners now at first and second. Let's go ahead and send it back to the studio. Take a 30-second break. Let's just see if we can squeeze in one commercial, and then we'll get back and bring you more of the action as we are in the bottom of the 6th inning at P.O. Faulkner Park, and the Hornby Hornets now leading the Blue Ridge Generals 9-5.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday, I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
We are back again at P.O. Faulkner Park along with Matt Crawford. I'm Matt Miller. John Alderton running our TV10 camera. Donald Kenny, our engineer producer, back at the studio. Sean Garvin goes an inning and a third so far, giving up a couple of runs on 2 hits. And no strikeouts, 1 base on balls. Had him at 22 pitches, 13 for strikes. And now he gives way to Amon Jude, who will try to get the final out of this bottom of the 6th inning and see if he can't get his team in there with a chance down by 4 runs. Tough batter to face, Mason Lance. The first pitch up and in. Glances off the mid of the catcher Miller through to the backstop. I'm assuming a wild pitch will be what is marked on that one, advancing the runners as Gilpin goes to third and Horowitz to second. So they count to Lance. Had a ball and no strikes. He's had a pretty good game.
Yeah, he's not had a bad game. He had a nice little hit the last time he was up.
Here's a pitch down low and outside, goes all the way through to the backstop. The runners have to hold, though. Didn't get a good read on that one. And it's 2-0 now to Lance, who after a ground out 6-4, a fielder's choice ground out that ended the first inning. He had an infield single in the fourth, and then the big blow, the grand slam home run in the fifth. They don't get much bigger. That's why it's called grand.
Name is there for a reason. People aren't that clever.
Swing and a miss. Had a fastball maybe just off the outside corner. 2-1 now to Lance. The grande salame. Caleb Horner due next in this Hornet half of the sixth. Here's the delivery, a swing and a miss. Lance swinging over top of that one. That was ending up down around his ankle tops.
And Jude, after missing the first two well out of the zone, has come back very well in this at-bat. A solid strike, then was able to get one close enough to the zone that he got Lance to chase it.
Swing and a pop-up off the hands that's going to drop out into right center field. You wondered if he had enough to muscle it over the head of Copenhaver at second. He does, and Lance will have another couple of runs batted in as Gilpin easily able to come home and score from third. Horowitz will score from second. How about 6 RBI in the ballgame now for Mason Lance?
Did you ask if he had enough muscle to get a ball somewhere? Did you not see the grand slam he hit?
Yeah, but that one was way in on the hands. You wondered as it came off the bat. Well,
yeah, you ain't wondering no more.
3, 4.
That'll close the book now on Sean Garvin. That'll be 4 runs for him.
And now an 11-5 lead, and it looks like the Hornets aren't done as Horner delivers a line drive into that gap in right center. Mason Lance going to be waved around and will score all the way from first on the RBI double from Horner. 12 on the board now for the Hornets, leading 12-5.
And we wanted to see some runs. We talked about their run per game total so far through this season, and it was right around 3. Not quite to 4 yet, and they're going to bump that average up after tonight's game.
What a great job by this Hornets team to rally in this one. Ryan Barger.
Now it's late for the Hornets, number 4, Ryan Barger.
He is re-entering and will bat in that number 7 spot in the order.
And for the second inning in a row, the Hornets will bat around. Or at least bring 9 to the plate.
Yeah. Think bat around.
Not quite bat around, but bring 9 to the plate.
Got to get that 10th guy up there. First pitch missing. This one down low. Nope, pardon me, 1 ball, 1 strike. There you go. Wanted to make sure. I didn't get the initial signal on that first pitch. That 1-1 gets fouled. And the count now at 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And that was quite a ricochet. That went off of, I think, 3 different items before getting out of the park. Went off the bat, went off the shoulder pad of the catcher Miller, then I believe went off the shoulder pad of our home plate umpire before going over top of the press box.
And Jeff King, the plate umpire, checking in with Ryan Miller, the catcher. Dusting off the plate. Everyone's okay, and we're back to action. 1 ball, 2 strike pitch due. Barger awaits. Jude is ready. Right-hander from the stretch with a runner at second. Puts that one right on the outside corner. Nice-looking fastball, getting Barger looking. And that will bring the inning to a close. But again, more damage done as 5 more runs come across in this bottom of the 6th inning for the Hornets. We'll head to the 7th. Last inning of regulation. Final 3 outs for the Blue Ridge Generals. They've got to find a way to mount a rally with the 3, 4, and 5 hitters due. And the Hornets leading 12-5. We're back in 60 seconds.
Hi, this is Eric from Hagerstown Ford. I keep telling you that Hagerstown Ford has completely changed the car buying experience forever. And with a return policy easier than Walmart, Hagerstown Ford has a goal to deliver 350 cars and trucks per month. And when I say deliver, I mean deliver to you, where you are, just like Amazon does. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. The only way Hagerstown Ford can accomplish this extremely aggressive goal is to make the car buying process fast and easy. We simply refuse to play the dumb back and forth games that most dealerships want to play. There's absolutely no reason for you to waste your precious time at a car dealership. I assure you, there is no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. that can beat our price. There's no dealership that will allow you to return your new car if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely has the best price, and we'll bring the car to you. And if you don't want it, return it, period. No questions asked. There's no reason to buy anywhere else. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience and get your new ride delivered to you.
Contact dealer for details.
Tally up some of the numbers from these last 2 innings for the Hornby Hornets. Wow, have they been sharp.
Yeah, it's been a offensive outburst over the last couple of innings.
And we're going to have some defensive changes and another pitching change for the Hornets. Looks like it will be Dylan McCartney who will take over on the mound with a chance to try to close this one out.
Kind of went into that closing role at the end of that career at Jefferson. He was a guy that would throw a lot, but kind of became that closer as the season went on.
So close the book on Nick Reeves, who did his job, came in to get the final outs of that 4-run 5th inning that at the time put the Generals in front 5-1, then set the side down in order in the 6th inning. So Reeves goes an inning and a third, no runs, no hits. He struck out 1 and did not walk a batter, and now McCartney on to try to close it out.
Liam Wilson.
To the plate
Dylan McCartney
is going to be Ryan Miller. Miller hit in the 5th inning, drew a base on balls, stands in and takes strike 1. McCartney ready, and the delivery, fastball that misses high.
And you're not going to see too much different from Dylan McCartney. He's a heavy fastball hurler, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and he's generally pretty good with that heater.
Now that 1-1 misses inside. 2 balls and a strike. Camian Gonzalez would be due next, and then you would imagine it'll be Hayden Baldwin.
Gonzalez is in that on-deck circle, so it will be number 7 hitting next.
2-1 pitch just off that outside corner.
And you don't wonder if he didn't get that because it popped out of his glove.
I was thinking the same thing. That looked like a pretty decent pitch, but it went in and out of the mid of Bartles. So he wasn't able to hold it there for Jeff King. Now that 3-1 pitch, swing and a miss, and it's 3-2.
Bartles able to hold on to that one. And a lot of times that is the disciplinary action you'll get for not holding on to that ball as a catcher.
Time taken by the batter as McCartney a little slow in his delivery. Miller steps out, gathers his thoughts, and is back in, awaiting the payoff pitch. 3-2 on the way. Ground ball back up the middle, over to his left. The shortstop, Horner, has it, sets, throws a strike on to first in time to get Miller.
Yeah, Horner moving to his left, stumbling a little bit, putting a little bit of weight on that right leg. May just be the brace, and I'm just noticing it, but definitely stumbling a little bit to his left and having a double clutch and having to put everything he had behind that throw over to first base. Was a very solid throw, though, over to first, and a good stretch by Mason Lance.
So McCartney retires the first batter, and it brings up Camian Gonzalez. Gonzalez swings and misses at a breaking pitch. Good pitch working away from that right-hand batter.
Don't usually say this against two opponents, but I've said this a lot. Two guys that are familiar with one another as their teammates were in the high school level at Jefferson. Strike 2.
Yeah, Gonzalez down in the count now, 0-2. McCartney ready, goes right at him with a fastball knee-high outside corner. That is a called strike 3. 2 outs, bases empty, and for the Generals down to their final outs.
And being a former teammate, you gotta think that Gonzalez knew that was coming. Look, he's a heavy fastball guy. He's got ahead of me 0-2 so far with the fastball. You got to anticipate another one's coming and just watched it go by.
It'll bring to the plate Sean Garvin, who swings, gets a piece of the first pitch for strike one. Ironically enough, Sean Garvin had already been hitting in a different spot in the order. But in the midst of some of the changes and his going to the mound, goes into this number 5 spot in the order, takes this pitch up and in, ducks out of the way, and it's 1-1.
Sorry, son, you got demoted from the 3 spot to the 5 spot.
Well, in the 3 spot, he had a pop out or fly out into shallow right, then drew a base on balls, and well, now he gets this opportunity and takes a called strike on that 1-1 pitch, and it's a ball and 2 strikes.
And nothing fancy about McCartney. Gets the baseball back, goes, hey, I'm throwing a fastball. It's up to you to hit it. I don't think he's thrown anything different so far since he's been out there, and immediately gets into the windup as soon as he gets the ball back because doesn't have to figure out what pitch he's throwing. Here comes another fastball. And then make that one an off speed.
There it is, and a wave and a miss as Garvin chases this one, breaking again away from the right-hand batter. A pair of strikeouts in the inning for Dylan McCartney, and he is able to shut it down. And that is going to wrap it up. Again, with the COVID-19, no handshakes like we normally see as the teams retreat to their respective dugouts. Well, this one is wrapped up, and it is a win for the Hornets by a final score of 12-5. We'll come back and tell you all about it with our postgame show after a 2-minute timeout. It's Hornby Hornets baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Law Enforcement Live airs daily only on TV 10.
I was asking if you had anything that would stab me. You could get hold your head.
That's not what the medium makes it feel. We're here to help. I like what I do.
The following scene contains graphic content some viewers may find upsetting.
Stand back. It's sad.
New episodes, Wednesdays, 8 p.m.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Want to do it? Go through it. You're going to like it.
It's time for the fun and excitement of Hornby Hornets baseball. Let's get things started by heading out to the field. Waits. DeLauder delivers. It's a comebacker right off the front slope of the mound. It's fielded by DeLauder. He'll throw to second in time for the out there. Reisenweber with the return throw to first, and they turn that 1 to 6-3 double play.
Well, that was a thing of beauty.
You've been listening to Hornby Hornets baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Well, come on, and let us show you what we got. Come on, let us help you save a life. If you're looking for exciting things to do, places to go, people to know, and places to eat too, come on and pick up the latest edition of Around the Panhandle magazine. That's where you'll find the unique ideas that will lead you to the luxurious lifestyle you're dreaming of. Pick up a copy of Around the Panhandle magazine today at any of the local Rock's convenience stores or find us online at AroundThePanhandle.com.
All right, we welcome you back one final time on this Tuesday evening to P.O. Faulkner Park as we give you a little bit of the post-game of how this one played out. And Matt, for the Hornby Hornets, scored a run in that first inning on an RBI base hit with 2 outs from Cullen Horowitz, took that 1-0 lead. Then it kind of turned into the very first game of the year against the Antietam Generals, where they struggled to score after that. Blue Ridge able to put a run on the board in the third inning as that run scored after a leadoff double, and then ultimately an error brought home the tying run. We stayed tied at 1 until we got to the top of the 5th inning, and then all of a sudden the bats broke out. A couple of defensive errors in there, some walks as well, and the teams combined for 10 runs in the 5th inning. Blue Ridge put 4 on the board in the top of the inning. Seemed like maybe they were ready to take charge with a 5-1 lead, but the Hornets said, no, we will retake control of this one in the bottom of the inning.
Yeah, they had other ideas, and Mason Lance had another idea, a 4-run home run, and if you know baseball, you know that's a grand salami, a deep home run, just just to the right of the scoreboard here at P.O. Faulkner in left field and absolutely crushed that baseball. And you got a feeling at that point that may be the crushing blow. But then you get to the 6th inning, no runs in the top of the 6th for the Generals. And just for a little bit of insurance, the Hornets said, hey, let's put a 5 spot in the score sheet in the bottom of the 6th inning, giving you your final of 12-5. The Hornets now advance to over 500, getting their 3rd win of the season.
Yeah, now 3-2. The Generals fall to 3-4. You mentioned Lance with the big blow. Don't forget, he added a 2 RBI single in a 5-run 6th inning, as 11 of the 12 runs came in the final 2 at-bats for the Hornets. So how about 6 RBI on a 3-for-4 night for Mason Lance?
Do we need to specifically name him our player of the game, or is that just implied?
I think it's implied when
just
you
look
at those numbers. Hey, Cullen Horowitz had a good one as well. He went 2 for 3, added a base on balls. He drove in a couple of runs. Tyler Gilpin 2 for 4. He had a couple of singles and an RBI as well. Caleb Horner had a big RBI double. Bottom of the order, found ways to get on base. A single, a couple of walks, and 2 errors. So the 8 and 9 spots in the order came to the plate 6 times and reached base 5 times and came around to score 4 runs. So production up and down the order.
Production up and down the order, and then you want to flip it to on the mound. What a day for Cam King. And when the wheels came off in the 5th inning, that was the first call to the bullpen where it was a Zach Stoner, but Cam King going a very strong 4 innings, only giving up 1 run on 4 hits. Not a strikeout, big strikeout game for him, only 1, but also only walked 1 batter and hit 1. That was early on. Neither one really causing too many issues in the ball game. So Cam King really a solid 4 innings on the mound for the Hornets tonight as well.
Yeah, absolutely, and Nick Reeves will end up being the pitcher of record. He did a great job working an inning and a third, retiring each of the 4 batters that he faced, including a strikeout, and Dylan McCartney strikes out a pair as he set down the side in order in the final at-bat. Final totals look like this. For the Hornets, 12 runs on 10 hits. They commit 3 errors, stranded 4 base runners, 1 in scoring position. For the Blue Ridge Generals, 5 runs on 6 hits, 2 errors committed. They stranded 6, leaving 3 in scoring position. Reeves will get the win. Robertson takes the loss, and the time of the game, 2 hours and 13 minutes. All right, as we wrap it up here, we remind you we'll be back on the airwaves and the TV waves, however those work, on Thursday, it looks like, weather permitting, as again, we've got 90-degree temperatures and possibility of isolated thunderstorms through the rest of the week, but otherwise looking good for a Thursday night matchup against Romney. So what would normally be a district type of matchup or a regional matchup in American Legion ball this year, as the Independence is working, still going to look forward to that matchup as Romney comes to town. We understand that game time is 6:30, meaning we'll look to get on the air right around at 6:15 with our pregame show. After that, the weekend ahead for the Hornets has them on the road at Arlington or Wakefield High School on Saturday at 5, and then a Sunday doubleheader beginning at 1 up at Morgantown. Again, Hornby Hornets baseball will be able to bring you that home game from here at P.O. Faulkner Park on Thursday. Looking forward to that one.
Probably be here next Tuesday as well. They're back here against, who else? The Blue Ridge Generals. This same team, same time next week. Make it your Tuesday tradition here in July. The Blue Ridge Generals against the Hornby Hornets, a 7 o'clock first pitch each Tuesday so far, as it is going to be the first 2 Tuesdays in the month of July. We'll bring you that one next Tuesday as well.
We will look forward to it. Thanks to all of you for joining us for today's broadcast. Thanks to every member of our broadcast team. Donald Kinney is our engineer-producer back at the studio. Thanks to our TV cameraman, John Alderton, along with Matt Crawford. I'm Matt Miller, and we remind you our final score in this one. It's the Hornby Hornets 12 and the Blue Ridge Generals 5. Until Thursday, so long, everyone.
You've been listening to Hornby Hornets Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. All rights reserved. We now return to regular programming.